Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. You already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. You already know what it is. Listen, the Charlotte Hornets, there's a lot to discuss. I want to appreciate on y'all for tuning in with me tonight, man. There's a lot that we have to break down. It's always great to discuss basketball with all of the people here that's rocking with Flight Sports TV. We all know the NBA this upcoming season has been a series of changes and influx that we must break down. We broke it down slightly, but we never, gave it our full undivided attention. And the Charlotte Hornets find themselves in the mid-season tournament. We're going to break down the groups and things of that nature, what's at stake, and how this benefits the new age of NBA players. As you have Lamelo Ball leading that new crop, along with a host of many others who are very excited for this mid-season tournament. I think it would definitely up the ante, and increase competitive play all throughout the league. But we're going to break down tonight the teams that's involved, especially that's in the Hornets group. Some of our very favorites, including the New York Knicks, and like I said, some competitive teams out there like the Milwaukee Bucks. So there's a lot to discuss, man. It's Flight Sports. Make sure you hit the like button. If you're new, you just stumbled to the right place. Most definitely hit that subscribe button. Salute to my man Rico that's in the building, Keegan, everybody that's in the chat, that's in the building rocking with us early. Listen, we're about to get started. I got my man All Access in the building. Dex, talk to the people. We live.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine, the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ, the hottest in the streets. Shout out to the panel as it reached its premium peak. Shout out to the chat and all of its cacophonies spewing out of the cracks and crevices of Flight Sports Block. And most of all, big ups to you for pulling up to Flight Sports TV. All we ask is for you to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. And Flight, thank you for inviting us to a front row seat to this extravaganza, and it's on and it's on and it's on.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on some of the things that we were just discussing in the opening?
Well, listen, this is going to be fantastic to see our boy Lamelo Ball engage in the mid-season tournament as all 30 teams descend on Las Vegas, Nevada. One of the hottest locales in the country, and even one of the hottest locales in the world. So it is hot far as the physical temperature, and it is hot as far as the social activities down in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's one of a kind flight. They don't call it Sin City for nothing. It activities has well-deserved ixnay flight. And I'm telling you, as a participant of Las Vegas, I'm telling you, it's cracking. The neon lights are bright. They got the marquee signs flickering on and off and going across the banners in sequential fashion. And it is delectable. I'm talking about socially delectable. And if you happen to get lucky, flight down there in Vegas, inside them well air-conditioned casino that passes you drinks as you participate. If you happen to get lucky, you might be able to pay off a mortgage or two after leaving one of those casinos. So that's how exciting Las Vegas can be. But it also can be dreadful. If you stay in the casinos too long and don't come out a winner, it can be financially dreadful. But we know Lamelo Ball is a winner, flight. Can we agree to that?
Right. No, I could agree to that.
So all he needs to do is continue playing his winning ways, and I think he damn well can steal the show in Las Vegas. When we look at our boy Lamelo Ball, flight, I mean, his number speaks for itself. Last year, he only played 36 games. We all know that. It was a riddle injury season for the kid and for the Hornets in general. The whole organization seemed like they suffered some type of injury, whether it was a head injury from the way they was playing or some type of lower extremity injury. And the Charlotte Hornets probably had the most different starting lineups in all of the NBA last season. That's how bad it was. And Cliffy had to deal with a lot of that mess. So in 36 games, LaMelo averaged 23 points, right? That's pretty good. And he also averaged 6 rebounds. I think he was the leading rebounder for his team. And assists, a leading assist for his team. At 6 rebounds and 8 assists. So even though LaMelo Ball had an injury-riddled season, his numbers still flare out at you. And they're semi-glaring. I mean, they're not over the top. But I think this season, I think he can put those numbers over the top. And for his career, he's averaging a tad bit under 20 points. But when you look at this last season, he averaged more points than he have ever averaged in his career at the 36 game mark.
Right. Absolutely does.
He's been an all-star. He's been a breakthrough athlete. He's been rookie of the year. So he has the tangibles, and I believe he has the intangibles to complete the cipher that he can actually steal the show in Las Vegas. And we already know what LeVar has said about LaMelo. He loves playing under the bright lights. He's made for Broadway. So I'm telling you right now, if you guys out there, you guys want to lay something down, you better lay something down on LaMelo player performance. Because I'm telling you, if you do, you're going to bring home the bacon.
That's facts. You're definitely gonna bring home the bacon. Shout out my guy Shay in the building. What's the deal? It's Flight Sports TV. I feel like it's been a while since the last time you've been around here. What's the deal?
What's up, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you've been on this channel before, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you sound familiar. I feel like it's been a minute. You turn your mic up a little bit when you're talking.
I give him
Can you? Yo, you good? Yo, shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now.
Yeah,
It's Flight Sport. What you say?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? I said, what's up? I feel like in this tournament, I'm about to make some money
Why is that?
because I'm about to bet everything on Lamelo, man. Because it's Vegas, it's Vegas. Why not?
Yeah, they in the T-Mobile Arena. You know, that's a historic arena. It's not like it's at the Thomas and Mack. You know, the
Yeah,
T-Mobile Arena. That's a big showdowns happen there. You know, we just
yeah.
seen
I
some
feel like
knockout.
for this tournament, there's not gonna be a lot of players that's gonna play in it. So it's very good for the small teams to
Why
go
you
out
say
and
that?
compete. Cause and cause LeBron, I don't feel like LeBron is gonna try to compete in the tournament like that. I just 'cause it's the age and everything.
I could agree with that. I think the
I don't.
veteran players won't prioritize this.
Yeah, they're gonna
I
cause
mean, they're already making enough money. I mean, goddamn, you think Jalen Brown gonna give a shit about winning the midseason tournament?
hey, Jalen Brown switch up real quick. He switched up real quick after he got that bag.
Oh, what'd you say?
Jalen Brown switch up real quick
How?
after he got that bag.
Why you say that?
Cause there was an Instagram story where he was calling Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown did pick up. He said, "Damn, when you
Oh
get
man,
the
that was
bag,
just fine.
yeah."
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, nah, I feel you, man. Shout out Jalen Brown doing big things. Listen, shout out Rico. Before we continue, I want to let everybody know that the Charlotte Hornets, obviously led by Lamelo Ball. We heard what Mitch Kupchak said at the podium. They are in Group B in this all new mid-season tournament. Pardon me, it's in-season tournament. My bad. I gotta change the name of it. I got it all mixed up. The in season tournament, you understand, in group B, you find the Milwaukee Bucks, the New York Knicks, the Miami Heat, the Washington Wizards, and the Charlotte Hornets. You know, these are the teams that's participating. Now, Shay, if what you saying is valid, you telling me that I would say the Bucks, the Knicks, and the Heat really wouldn't give a shit about this tournament, then is what you saying.
Yeah, I feel like Jimmy Butler just done playing a finals. He wouldn't give a damn about this tournament. He just done playing an
I'm gonna
NBA
be
final.
keeping 100 with you. I don't mean to cut you off. I don't like this tournament, but go ahead.
You know the name tournament. It comes from the MLS. I feel like the NBA is copying the MLS because it has the NBA Cup in it. That's why. I don't know why they did it.
I tell you what, the guys like Paolo and all them dudes, they like it.
Yeah, they getting a
They're
chance
gonna be
to,
the ones to make it cool for the
and
next generation.
I feel like the Charlotte Hornets, the group they're in, they already beat most of these teams. Lamelo already beat most of these teams. They beat most of these teams. So,
Man, it don't make no sense, but I can't wait to see how it all plays itself out. Shout out my man Rico. New York City is in the building. The New York Knicks are in this tournament. If you've been living under a rock and they are in the same group as the Charlotte Hornets, it should make it all intriguing to figure out how all of this is going to play itself out. There's a lot to discuss. Shout out the legendary Rave Kingdom in the building. You already know Rave is in the house.
Let's
Um,
go.
what's
Let's
it what's the
go.
deal, Rave?
Go,
Yo,
Ray.
what's going on? What's going on? Let me know what is going on because this is our star Lamelo Ball has so much on the plate, and I'm not saying like as in like he has on the plate as in like it's a bad baggage or anything, but I think he has a lot on the plate because I would say, man, he has a team to lead now. I think Jordan has I think they're finally going to put this guy as a natural born star leader. I think Lamelo Ball is about to start tagging on these accolades, man. Like it's time to start grabbing all these accolades. I think we all seen it from the beginning that he's a star, and now let's this star flourish. You know what I'm saying? I think it's time for that man to get what
What?
he deserves.
Mhm.
I don't know which one he gonna get, but whether it's MVP, whether it's some championships, all stars, I don't care. Whatever it is, it's time to happen, man. We knew this dude was a star, so you know what I'm saying. We see these dude on the billboard everywhere, so it's time for this to happen, bro. It's time for
Hey, Rave, I got a question for you.
Mhm.
What's your thoughts on this on this in season tournament? Pardon me.
I think it's it's too much. I think it's too much. They already did this freaking uh the seventh the eighth and ninth, 10th seed can do a play in
Playing
and
tournament.
they're already trying to do this stuff, and now they're trying to add on more new things to it. And to me, I'll be honest with you, I think it's just changing more and more of the culture of working hard and making it to the playoffs. I think the playoffs to me, I felt like playoffs was the best of the best, the big dogs of the big dogs. The more they keep adding these little new tactics of how to get in the playoffs and tactics to get in the championship, it's like, yo, like at this point, I don't think like they're really gonna change they're gonna hurt the value of getting championships. Really, they're gonna start hurting the value of stuff that we used to care about. That we separated the trash people from the good people. I think they're gonna like really devalue that because the more and more you start giving I would say these free accolades or this free how do you say it this free stuff that's like hey, listen, you're a loser.
Participation medals.
Yeah, these little weird little medals. It's like these weird little medal. Like for example, I'll give you a perfect
These are
example.
professionals.
Like if I give you an example, right? The WWE, right? I ain't gonna cap. I
No,
used to
no,
watch it every single day, right? Because I wanted to know who's gonna be the heavyweight championship and who's gonna be the WWE championship. And there was like maybe small few things like intercontinental, but that was like European looking titles, but those were the small ones, and everybody knows the certain amount of ones that actually counted. But now they added this championship and this that they kept adding on to a point where
that's true.
I'm like, I mean, anybody can have a title now.
Yeah, word. I
like,
mean, that is true.
like,
You can't have a WWE champion and a Universal champion. Like, what the
yeah,
fuck is that?
right, bro. Like, we got 3 WWE champions. Like, what?
The the universal
Like,
the
what's the
universal
That's
champion
always
is
Introducing the
is like for a
Intercontinental
new
Champion.
generation.
no,
Fuck is
no.
that?
Time out. Don't shit on the Intercontinental
No,
Championship.
Intercontinental
Yeah,
Championship
that shit was
was a
valid.
G thing
Hey,
The
back in the
That
day.
wasn't
Intercontinental
no G
was Chris
League. That was
Benoit. He always
No,
nah.
had the
I
they
mean I
belt.
said
remember that.
A G thing. I said a G thing. That the Intercontinental Championship. My boy Kofi Kingston used to battle for
Now when
that
they
boy.
come out with the
Trust me.
24/7 title and all this other old shit,
Eh?
like, what? Come on, man.
But I
Come
was, but I was bringing that up because it's kind of relating to basketball now. Like
Yeah.
Right.
they're going to start adding more and more. Soon they're going to have a fourth quarter title. Like bro, like here's a fourth quarter trophy, a second quarter trophy. At this point, it's going to be like, bro, who?
Mm.
They
Like
handing
at this
out
point,
trophies for their job, Rave. That's what it is. It's like you know what you talking about, Rave, is like it's your job, so we don't really celebrate it. Like that's kind of what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Like, excuse me if I'm coming across, wrong, right? But I thought if you was a star player, it was your job to perform in the fourth quarter. I didn't know we
Right.
gave out fourth quarter trophies now. Like, what are we doing?
That's what I'm saying, bro. They're giving away.
Oh, it's
They're
like
giving
it's
away
the
half.
NBA. The NBA is a business. The NBA is a
Oh,
business. They try to find any new way to make money. That's why. That's what they're
like,
doing.
bro, they're about to start adding new accolades. The most points in the third quarter.
They always come out. Listen, they always come out with some new statistic to elevate LeBron James.
Hey, once on
Every
the chart,
game they
they
got
like
some
to
new
make
shit.
But that's the
But
thing,
The
but
bro.
first player
those
since such and
okay,
such.
okay, let's get this thing back into the thing.
But
Those
that's
things are already patent. Most points in one quarter, most points in one half, most points in a
yeah,
game.
but getting a
Those are
trophy
already
for it.
record.
But getting a
Yeah,
trophy for it though, Dex.
it's already a record. I mean, that's already in record books.
Yeah, but I'm talking about they're gonna start
It's
adding
recognized.
as a trophy. They're gonna start putting it as a trophy.
I
Yeah,
don't know
Dex,
about
what the
that,
hell is a
but
clutch
I
player
mean,
award?
that's where it's headed.
What,
They about to
Uh,
start
that's what
adding
Rave
all
talking
kinds
about.
of stuff.
Rave,
like
remember
the
the clutch
Finals
player award?
MVP,
What the hell is
like
that?
the MVP.
Man, I don't like
are
how
you
they
talking about
doing the
the
All
SB?
Star game.
Are you talking about the SB?
They got a what award De'Aaron Fox just won?
Oh, they got a lot of participation awards as far as that. Off season. I mean, not off season, but off court, on court, different
No,
type of awards.
it was on court. It was like
That
a fourth quarter clutch award he just won.
No, look,
So
Dex,
now
and I
De'Aaron
yeah, but
wasn't
Fox is the
saying
clutchest player
when
all
I
time
bring up
because he's the
stats.
only one with that award. Like, what are we doing?
no. What I'm saying is that those type of awards have always been kind of in the game, but they wasn't like big recognized because it wasn't like the top five awards. Like MVP, lead scorer, lead rebound, defensive player of the year, most improved player, things of that nature. But they always had these little sub trophies that they gave out, like Iron Man, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Those have always been a part of the
Okay.
the recreation of the game, but it just never was really promoted or promulgated in a fashion where you look forward to it. The top five we look forward to see who gets it. Now, most
I
improved
got you.
player that's been around a long time, but for a lot of years we didn't recognize that. You know what I'm saying? Until certain players got it, be like, oh shit, most improved, we got most improved, and now we start paying more attention to it. But yeah, those things it's always been a part of the league. But I feel you. I mean, what I'm saying, different strokes for different folks, whatever floats your boat. But I think this All Star thing. I mean, I think this in season tournament thing is fantastic, and
Oh wow.
with Lamelo Ball being a part of something that
This is
gives him
fantastic.
a high profile that will enable him an opportunity for a high profile presence because he has yet to make the playoffs. I think it's good for some of these young players to get in the grit of the grind and be a part of what you call high intensified competition, not just the everyday drudgery. Oh, we got to go to this city, or we got to go to this town, and just do it for 48 minutes, and then we out. And sometimes players don't perk up for those games, so the percolation is very low. So what Adam Silver is doing, like Shay was saying, basketball is a business. We know it's a business. It's a bottom line business. So in business, what are the things you got to do? Expand. If
Trying
you
to
don't
make more
expand,
money.
that means you're shrinking. So what the NBA is trying to do, they're trying to expand the opportunity to get a bag and the opportunities for some of these players to get a bag by bringing in new and exciting sponsors for a short duration of time. That's what the purpose of this in-season tournament. So they want every game to matter, and they want to try to alleviate the load management of some of these players. What place to do it better than Vegas? Everybody wants to go to Vegas because they go to Vegas anyway. When they're not playing basketball in the off season, these players are sitting on Vegas, they're sitting on LA, they're just sitting on Miami, they're just sitting on Hawaii, et cetera, et cetera. You follow what I'm saying? Puerto Rico. I'm talking about
In New
the
York.
United States, New York, and the Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands. So they go to these places anyway. So why not have a tournament in one of these fabulous tourist vacation spots that the whole world will convene on? It only makes sense because, like I said, in business, you either expanding or contracting. And in the NBA, you don't want to be the commissioner who inherits a league that is contracting.
So, Dex, I just want to ask for clarification, brother.
Shout out Nico Savage.
Yo, what's up,
What's
Nico?
good? I'm just listening.
My bad, Dex. Just for clarification, I just want to know if
Somebody,
I'm wrong correctly.
you
I
hear
think
that?
the NFL does
Somebody
like
at the car wash right now?
Nah, that's me walking. My bad.
I'm
Okay,
about to say your
my
mic is
fault.
low, Rico.
What's the name? Dex, the Pro Bowl in the NFL, they play in Hawaii, don't they? Or are
Yes.
you looking for like an NBA version of that, but inside Vegas?
Let's
Well, but the Pro Bowl, that's just that doesn't count. See, the NBA is making it count. So this goes towards your record, except the championship game. That's the only game that will not go towards your record. The Pro Bowl is just a social event, just to get out there to bring your family out to Hawaii and do your thing. But that game doesn't even count. They barely even want to tackle each other.
Okay.
Okay. I think this is where I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Dex. And this is where I think where you're coming from is understandable. I think, like you said, very good benefits for guys who don't make the playoffs have the opportunity to get in that setting and showcase their talent, and especially our boy Lamelo Ball that can benefit from that. That part is totally true, and especially a business thing, they can even make a little money. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Las Vegas or whatever, wherever they want to do that. Cool, I get that. That makes sense. But does that not hurt the value of competition when, according to, I would say, how the NBA was, how the NBA is? I think this blinds us from remembering that the best of the best played, and if you was horrible, you paid the ultimate price. Charles Barkley, to this day, gets roasted for not having a championship. To this day. For years upon years upon years, even after he retired. Still getting roasted. So, my God, forgive me, but are you telling me that all these amazing legendary players, legendary, that never won anything, but my God, they put it all on the court. Broke a leg, broke a limb, broke it all. And we loved watching it. Love watching it. I mean, just battling out blood on blood. And yet we're trying to sit here and diminish the competition by going, yeah, this is an opportunity for the young guys. Let's have a little tournament. And then guess what? We even put it on their record. I'm sorry.
You're
I'm
right.
not with
And
it.
I ain't gonna lie,
I'm
the
sorry.
stream's gonna be cool.
I'm not with it. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't want to bring the NBA to teddy bears and cuddly bears and give everybody a pillow. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Well,
I hate to
well
see it change like that. I'm
let
sorry.
me say it like this. Okay, let me say it like this. Well, listen. Let me put it like this because what Ray was doing, he's just a prisoner of the moment right now, and he has not went through the thorough history of the NBA when it referred to competition. In the 1980s, only 4 teams won a championship in that whole decade. The Lakers, Boston, Philly, and Detroit. Right?
Right. I
In
mean,
the 90s, you had what, 3 teams
The Bulls, Rockets.
and
uh-huh.
Spurs.
Yeah.
And Spurs. So where's the competition that you're looking for, Ray? Because if you go by what you're saying, then those decades has been bludgeoning towards the
because
non-competitive.
I'm saying, where's the competition? Because yeah,
Yeah, where's
sure.
the parity at? Where's the parity that you're looking for? Because right now
The
the
guy,
league
because
is in more
the
parity than
guys who
ever.
I'm
Is it
talking
is
about,
it more
I'm talking
parity or
about
is
when I'm
just less
competition. I'm talking about
dominance?
the people who put all the effort into trying to get there. All the people who battled it out, the people who got on that floor and said, okay, we did not win this year. We're going to go even harder next year because we were failures and we paid the price for it, for being a failure. These guys
But sister,
nowadays,
but
what we're
but
doing is, hey guys, if you can fail, we
nah,
got
I
your back.
disagree.
We have another plan for you. What? That's like
Well, listen,
that's like
Ray,
I swear
history
to God, this is going to
history
change
is
their
best
hard work.
qualified to reward our research. History. So when you go back and look at the history of the game, right? We already went through the 80s, we went through the 90s. You look at the early 2000s, right? There was parity. You had the Lakers win 3, right? Then you had Boston, you had the Lakers win 2, and then Golden State start having their way. I mean Miami, and then Golden State start having their way with the league. So you can see the parity has moved more into the 2000s than it has ever been since the NBA was in its infancy. Because back in the day, the Lakers was rolling out victories until Boston got good, and then Boston just ran amok through the league. You follow what I'm saying? So where was the competition? So now here we are in the 2020s, and there are more parity than ever. How many teams went back to back? None. None. Now one team went back to back in 2020.
And you know why that was, right?
It's parity. It's more. The
It's just
competition is
not as
kind of more
good as
Come
level.
on now,
Kobe's.
bro,
That's it.
you
It's just
know,
not as
we
good as Kobe.
loved it. We loved watching the 2000 Lakers win 4 in a row, just dominating. Everybody was trying to
They won
beat
three in
them.
a row.
We
3 in a row.
loved
They
when the
never won 4.
Miami Heat won.
3 in a
We love
row.
when the Spurs had when they had their little run. All that, bro. We're gonna miss we're gonna miss out on so much dynasty, bro. Because I'm telling you, these guys are gonna go into the league now and go, hey guys, if we don't work hard and make it,
I don't
don't
know about
worry,
that.
because another safety net is getting ready to be with us. I'm sorry. I
Wait,
think that's going to
you say
change the
work hard
mindset.
and not. I mean, don't work hard. You say don't work hard or work hard.
Like, think about it. Okay. Dex, think
You
about
got
it.
to work hard even just to get there.
Okay, Dex, think about it. Look at all the people right now that are losers. That was losers. New Orleans Pelicans. All those guys, Trailblazers. They're celebrating to the
Why you
top
say
of the roof.
Trailblazers was
Hold on.
losers?
Hold on. Check this out. They are
They've been a
celebrating.
winning organization. They haven't been this loser. They
Oh
had a
my
couple of
God.
bad
Okay.
spells.
Dex, you know
No,
what
for
I
real.
mean, Dex. You know what I mean. Dex, you know what I mean. Okay. Look
You
at
ain't
them.
not winning a championship,
Okay. All right, Dex.
but
Think
you can't
about
put
it,
the
Dex.
Pelicans and the Blazers in the same picture.
Dex. Think
That's where
about it.
you
Come
have to
on,
make
Dex. Come on
the
now.
difference.
Dude, Dex, you know exactly what I'm talking
No,
about,
you
bro.
can't put the
Dex.
Pelicans in the Blazers in the same sentence where the Blazers have a championship
Oh, they do.
and Blazers have
They
been
do,
to
but
a championship
they are
since they had a
losers right
championship.
now. I'm talking about the losers right now. I'm not
That's
talking
why I
about what they
said
did in the
this is
past.
recency bias. That's how I introduced the discussion with you because you suffer from recency bias. You
Okay,
Yeah,
forgot
I was
that
during the
just
the
bringing
playoffs
up
Portland
for a
the. I
very
was
long
just
Trailblazers.
bringing
time
up
though.
the. I was just bringing up the
No,
hard
that's
work.
not true. It's
I
not a
was
very
just
long
bringing
time.
up the hard working
No, I said they've
competition.
been in the playoffs for a very long time.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm
That's exactly
saying.
that's what I'm telling Ray.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
they've
not
been
their
competitive.
fault they got to run into Clay Thompson.
Okay. I'm
Thank
only.
you,
I
thank
was
you. Give
bringing
me
up the
Ray.
past.
Goddamn
Clay
Melo.
Exactly.
Thompson ain't
I
doing
was
I
shit.
mean,
bringing
I'm
up the
just
now. I was bringing up
saying.
the now
But
because we're about to talk about. Because I was trying to talk about something that's going on right now. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up now. The
yeah,
past.
but Portland just
We
had a
talking about
bad
the past.
season last season. They got injury riddled too. They was injury riddled.
Okay. To me, in my eyes, I think pretty much a lot of people's eyes, they're losers. Okay, Trailblazers, you're losers. Uh, Kings, to me, you're losers too. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I could go with the
No, that's
All
a
those
Kings.
real
guys. I
loser
go down.
team.
Look,
Yeah, I
look,
can go
look,
with the
look.
Kings, but
Okay, but
Jordan has
okay,
been
let's
competitive
not. Okay,
throughout the years.
okay, let's not change the point. What I'm saying, what I was trying to say was, all these people, like right now as we speak, they added the thing called the play-in tournament. You know how many trash teams were so happy and celebrated to the top of their roofs? Oh my God!
Uh-huh.
It's only
How many
4
people
teams, Ray.
playing?
Ray, you
Oh,
try to make
come
it seem
on,
like it was the majority of the league.
Dex.
It wasn't even half of the league. It was less
Man,
than half of half. Only four
Dex,
teams benefited, and that is the team
bruh,
number 9 and team number 10. That's it.
Dex,
Team
Dex,
8 and team
Dex,
7.
you're dodging the entire point. All I'm
No,
saying
because
is
you're off base a little bit.
no, because you're dodging my main objective of the whole conversation, and that is saying is you work hard and you get the ultimate respect and you get the ultimate stuff that comes with the benefits of being a part of the big dogs. When you are a little dog and you're now a part of the big dogs because these new little rules and these free little pushes up that like a child walking up the ladder and you push him up when he really supposed to fight hard and climb up the ladder, but you push him up to help him
Okay,
out.
hold on one
That
second, Ray. Let me get some
you're
clarity.
literally
Ray,
destroying
Let
the
me get
whole
some
point.
clarity. Who you consider big dogs? Like
The
how
people
many teams?
who
Like
keep
5
making it to the
teams?
playoffs. The people who
But you
keep
got to be
making it to the
specific. You
playoffs.
can't just be so blanket like that.
Oh,
Right.
So we can have a
you know
target.
what I'm talking about. The usual
I
suspect.
understand. Listen, Ray, listen. I understand. But you talking to the stream as well. I understand it. I know who the big dogs are. But some people in the stream might not know who you refer to as a big dog. So you just speaking to in general, specific. Who are the big dogs?
The
How many
big
teams you
dogs.
consider a
The
big dog?
big dogs
the
are
Celtics.
our
Go
big
ahead,
dogs
Ray.
are the people who has a winning record or close to it, and the big dogs who've been competing all season long and actually had a playoff record to be a part of that 1 through 6 bracket. Not the
But,
guys who was late and could not make it and bums and
but
they were
see, that's
struggling
where you're
at
missing
the
out. You're
8,
missing.
9, and 10, and they all get to
No,
fight to be with
no,
the big
no,
dog.
no.
That's what
You're
I'm
wrong.
saying.
You're wrong, Ray. It's only 9 and 10. That's it. 7 and 8 are
Okay, cool.
playoff
Whatever
bound
the number
in
is.
previous history, right? That's all I'm saying. You can't
But
you
now,
can't
but
just
now
lump
they're adding.
7
But
and
now
8 in
they're
there.
adding the end of season tournament.
End of season means end season.
But in yeah,
Mid-season.
in season, yeah,
It's
in season
basically
tournament.
like a
It came about like
preseason.
they're about to start. Even I promise you, the next 3 years they're about to start adding
But I think it's a good
two-time
thing.
championship.
That
She
yeah
said two
no.
times.
Dex,
There's
can I
gonna
address
be
that? Because
a
I'm following
finals
what Rave is
with
saying.
another finals.
Dex,
All right, go ahead,
I
Rico.
don't think Dex, I don't think Rave is saying it's just one thing entirely. I think he's just
Right,
trying to picture it's the snowball effect that they keep on adding on little by little, little by
little
little,
by little.
and
Right.
then exactly, and
But,
then when we
but
come back, you're gonna tell us that it wasn't a major decision. No, it was like 100 small decisions that led to this major change. I think that's what Ray is trying to get to.
but when you're a
Right.
business,
But you know what? You know what I think they're gonna do next? I think they're gonna make this a traveling in season tournament because in season tournament ain't going nowhere. Once it gets in, it ain't going nowhere. It's locked in forever. But what they're gonna do, they're gonna make it travel. They're gonna send it to different aspects of the United States. You know what I'm saying? The in season
Mhm.
tournament. It's not gonna always be in Vegas. I think that's probably the next move.
it's
And, and,
probably gonna
and
take
I
listen,
like
like that. I
but and
wanted
jump off
last
what
year
Rico
for them
just
to
said.
play
The
Serbia.
more they add this, they're gonna start adding these little stuff. The more and more some things are gonna start getting devalued. It's not gonna be high value no more. Oh,
Okay,
like
Ray.
we're gonna start
You
looking
know
at
what,
people like,
Ray?
oh, you have a
You
ring,
sound like
okay.
an old purist. You sound like an old purist. That's what you
Man,
sound like. Before, before,
okay, then.
hey, oh man, we
I
got
mean,
4 good teams. Now they want to add
dude,
four more
okay,
teams.
my
Oh
bad.
man, where the NBA is going?
For
You understand what
crying
I'm
out
saying?
loud,
They
for
started out
crying
with
out
4
loud,
teams.
for crying out loud, let me be old then, because I don't care. I used to enjoy the heck out of
That's what old purists
triumph
always say.
battles. I
Oh,
used
they
to
start
watch,
dunking. Why are they
dude,
dunking the basketball? They're ruining the game.
dude, I swear to God, I used to love when the kings of kings went to battle, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. Now we're about to have these fake battles. I'm talking about when the
But
big
Ray, the
dogs
game has
leave,
to
bro.
evolve. The
I,
game
I
has to
bet it does.
expand
I bet it
because
does.
if it's not expanding, it's contracting. And who wants to be the commissioner
And
under the
like
edicts of a contracting league?
like I
Man,
So
said,
you got to
where's
come up
Melo?
with
expand.
Where's
innovative
Carmelo? Where's
ways.
Carmelo Anthony?
Do
Bring him back
everything
to the
to
NBA, man.
expand.
Lord of mercy. Lord of
That
mercy,
nigga
man.
trash.
Here's his chance to this. No, let's check this out. It's
Definitely
his
don't
chance.
get
This is
him.
his chance
Hey,
to get
look, but
something
the
out here.
tournament doesn't have
This
any
was
Hey,
the
games
Ray,
to
and
expand.
check
man.
this out, Ray, and check this out. You live in Georgia, right? Now,
Yeah.
your favorite team, say for instance, you're traveling to Vegas, you got an opportunity to see your favorite team that's not in Georgia because you're already traveling to that location, that locale, and now you get an opportunity to witness your team play in a highly contested, intensified game. You can't buy that experience. It's so joyful just to see it when you actually see the players that you cheer for uh, through the TV. Now you see them live in person, and the arena is
I have an
rumbling
example. I have an example.
for or against your team. You know what I'm saying? And you
These
on
kids don't
vacation.
watch NBA games, Dex. Don't lie to us. You know
You,
All right,
damn well they watch
look,
the highlights.
like
no,
Dex,
I'm not
like he
talking about
said.
kids. I'm talking about people that can pay their own way. I ain't talking about somebody that need their parents to pay their way. But Vegas is it could be a family atmosphere as well. I know it's Sin City when the sun goes down, but when the sun is up, it's a family atmosphere. They got a lot of things for families to do in Vegas. So why not catch a basketball game?
So here's why. Here's why. Check this out, right, Deck. If battles have to evolve, if battles don't mean anything, what's the reason of having primetime games? What's the reason of having Monday night showdowns? What's the reason of those things then? Because if battles don't matter, if we're not like if I'm not mistaken, they are trying to put on the face front of, come and watch this pay-per-view. Let's say when the Brooklyn Nets had KD, the Brooklyn Nets versus Los Angeles Lakers, and they made that the biggest marketed thing. Now
Not pay per view though,
all
Ray.
I'm
Not
saying
pay
is
per
do
view.
not take that away from the playoffs because we used to watch the best of the best play, and now it's the game has to evolve.
Well, listen. First of all, Ray, you're not going to get Brooklyn and the Lakers in the playoffs. You're not going to get that. Second of all, you're not going to get basketball games on pay per view. You might streaming. That's different. Pay per view is a whole another ball game.
Yeah, but
But
I'm saying
we
I'm just
we
yeah.
but we all know that basketball have its rivalries, and those rivalries, most of those rivalries are regional or even local. You follow what I'm saying? It's rare that you get a cross country rivalry like Boston and the Los Angeles Lakers. You don't get that often in sports. You follow what I'm saying? Basketball is a rarity to have long distance rivalries. Most other sports have rivalries within divisions, or they have rivalries within the cities or state or something to that nature. So that's what makes basketball unique. But now you bringing all that and you descending that on one location at a specific time of the year, where most of the year is a little chilly. You go to Las Vegas, it's warm. You can wear shorts in the winter. And why not catch a game when you have so much sun and so much fun? Ray, Rico, all you naysayers.
X, what you said, I understand.
It
Um,
sound good,
it
Dex.
really does.
It
Here
sound
you go,
good.
Rico. Here you go.
Oh, good.
Well, I want to hear what Nico got to say. What you got to say about it, Nico? Because sometimes you can come and be the voice of reason, or sometimes you can just be a thunderous clamor. So what you got to say about it? Is Nico still here? Is your mic hot, Nico? Oh, Nico gone.
He's here. He's just on mute.
You said Nico. I think Nico left
Yeah,
real
I
quick.
think Nico gone. He mentioned
Yeah,
Klay Thompson. That's all he wanted to do. Mention Klay Thompson. He got his rocks off for the day.
Yeah.
Purple baby, how you doing?
Oh, fine.
Did you want to chime in yet, or you want to wait?
what was so we talking about a robbery? I heard 'cause
Well, no, it morphed into that. But actually, what we're talking about is the in-season tournament, and can Melo steal the show? Can he be the bright spot of this in-season tournament, or at least one of the bright spots?
I mean, if they're winning those games,
hmm
those tournament games, or just winning in general, you know,
Okay, let me
whatever.
help you out here. Let me help you out here a little bit, Purple Baby. Get your juices flowing. We know LaMelo played 36 games last season. And in 36 games, LaMelo averaged approximately 23 points, approximately 6 rebounds, and 8 assists. So those are all-star numbers. But it was only in 23 games, and plus he had a injury-riddled season, and the Charlotte Hornets as a team had a injury-riddled season as well. And there was probably the team with the most starting lineups to ingest on a starting game. So with all that turbulence surrounding the Charlotte Hornets in their season that LaMelo didn't start with, you know, can the Charlotte Hornets as constructed and a healthy Charlotte Hornets? Because we know the Charlotte Hornets, they went on a they had 2 winning streaks in back-to-back months, January and February, multiple game winning streak. And February being the longest winning streak, which was a 5-game streak, and then LaMelo got hurt. Remember, they won 5 straight, and then LaMelo got hurt, and then the season was just chaotic and disastrous after that. So if we can get that type of Charlotte Hornet team that won 5 games straight, and I think they started that win streak after losing to Denver, the overall champs. They lost a good game to Denver, and then they went to Atlanta and started their 5-game win streak by pouncing on Trae Young. Can the Charlotte Hornets, being healthy, Purple Baby, be a bright spot and LaMelo leading the band?
You, Vader.
I need to see their schedule. I ain't even gonna lie to you, Dex. Like, I think they could hover around 500, but I know how the NBA does. I'll make a prediction saying they could be 500,
What's going on, Rap
and
God?
then the NBA will give them straight out like playoff teams for like the first month and a half. So
Purple Baby. Or Nico, somebody. I wanted to ask you a question, Nico, but I don't know if you're here. I gotta hear Nico's thoughts on this all this new stuff they're trying to add, because I don't think this is good for NBA, but I think it's good for money. Since that's what everybody want to talk about, because of money.
So what you say,
To be
Nico? You
honest,
hear Ray?
I don't mind. It's just more basketball. That's just how I see it.
You don't think the NBA is starting to slowly add more and more small things, and who knows what this future holds? So probably a few more and more small things. You don't think this is going to be bad for the NBA?
They've been doing that since they started. I think that's to be expected. I think that's to be expected with anything that makes money. If you're being real, that's all it's about.
But
I
not
mean, I don't
everything.
think it's too complicated, in my
But
opinion.
not everything is about money, though.
Oh shit!
I mean,
Hey, go say
it's
that
a
to these
huge
dudes with the
important thing,
bread.
but it's a huge important thing, but not everything.
Nah, these dudes actually they'll lie to you and tell you it's not all about money while they keep racking up money. But my thing is, trust me, that's all they care about is a profit. That's why, I will say to a degree, I agree with Dex. It's all about profit. That's like, don't ever let them think or have you think that it's not about profit. It's fun in sport, but as long as them jerseys and these players are selling, they are happy. Literally. You've seen it
Wow.
with Michael Jordan.
Wow, another guy. Wow.
You
Dex and
look.
Nico, y'all are so.
So Ray, if you trying to
Wow.
tell me Michael Jordan gave a fuck about winning,
Yeah.
And that's why his team never made the playoffs, huh? And you keep wondering why we got trash players playing for his organization
Michael
and won't
Jordan did
sign
care
nobody.
about winning. What?
I'm talking about as a owner.
I think at moments he did. At
Yeah,
moments, maybe
at moments it's
not all the
crazy.
time. At moments.
Hey, as long as that check coming through, he ain't that worried
Yeah,
about it.
I mean, an owner. See, that's the thing. You see, that's an unfair way of going about it because that's an owner, though. You know, that's an owner.
That's who run the league. Every one of them. That's all they care about is profit. That's why we have an in-season tournament.
Yeah, but I mean, not everything about money, though, man. I hate that the NBA is
Shit.
doing this, man.
That's what life is about. We live in a capitalist society.
Yeah. But man,
Everybody just trying to see how to one
I
up
just
each
feel
other.
like that's going to change the dynamic of the competition the people that made it to the playoffs, that made it to the championship. Now these guys, I feel like these guys are going to be like, okay, we didn't make it to the playoffs, so don't worry about it. We got a whole another safety net to get to that we can do. It's like, bro, what?
I don't know about that. But listen, but check this out though.
Really?
We want to get your analysis on Lamelo.
Versus a
Fuck all that other shit.
tournament?
What is your analysis on Lamelo, Ray and Nico? Because let me read this off to you guys. Because I don't know what happened to Purple Baby. She was on for a minute. When Lamelo and the Charlotte Hornets had the last 5 games with Lamelo present, right? Lamelo scored 30 points, 28 points, 32 points, 19 and 18. And we know he got hurt in that that Detroit Piston game where he didn't finish the game, but he had 18, 6, and 5 prior to he got hurt. But on that win streak, like I'm saying, this was the best that the Charlotte showed last season. 36 and 15, right? 28, 12, and 10. 32, 10, and 8. 19, 7, and 13. 18, 6, and 5. Those were the last 5 games LaMelo played with the Charlotte Hornets last season, and those were the 5 games they won consecutively. And we thought the Charlotte Hornets was turning the corner, and they might be able to stay in contention for either a play-in or playoff spot. But once LaMelo went down, we knew that was over. If LaMelo can replicate these numbers in this in-season tournament, can he steal the show? Yes or no? This is what we asked him.
No.
Well, you say
And
in
why?
an in-season tournament, sure.
Wait, hold on. Let Purple Baby go. She said no. Okay, explain why you feel no with all the numbers I just read off in his last 5 games.
The reason being is it's no different than, and it's not. This ain't a shot at another, but with any player, games it's about.
Where you at, in the tunnel?
Yeah, no, stairwell. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, this kind of you was good at first, and then you kind of went out. Wherever you was at, stay right there was perfect.
Beat me up,
If
Scotty.
they don't win, he
Bro,
just
what
had
the-
a really good game, so he needs to win. Win. It ain't no different than when we see LeBron when he score 30 points, but they lose. Like,
But the numbers I read off to you, Purple, those were all wins, and it was 5 wins in a row. There wasn't like intermediate. No, there was consecutively. It was
that's
consecutive.
besides that.
And those were the last 5 games he played. And after that, of course, he got hurt, and it was a wrap for him. So the last 5 games LaMelo played, he put up those monster numbers, and he won the game.
But those are the last 5. I mean, that's a small sample size, really.
Well, the tournament is going to be a small sample size.
No, you're thinking like, oh shit, what am I doing? Sorry. Like it's not gonna like the tournament itself ain't that many games, but you got to remember these games are just regular season games.
You said what again about these games? Purple, we lost you.
Uh,
Okay,
well,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think this is based upon his team. Uh, because we have a lot of questions that remain, and I'm gonna even read this question. Shout out to Rap God in the chat. He says, for the panel, his question is, do you see any possibilities that Jello can be on the Hornets roster next year?
Of course,
And and see,
uh,
that's
of
why
course.
exactly. That's why I'm. It really depends on how this stuff is gonna play out. Because remember, Miles Bridges hasn't. He's returning and he hasn't been on the court in a minute. You know, um,
Is that good or bad?
what's
Is that
the
good or bad? Hold on right there, Ray. Is that good or bad for Miles? Or put it this way: give us the good that he was hasn't been on the court, and then give us the bad. Let's put it like that. Let's do it like that.
that's very subjective uh because I would say it's been good that he hasn't been on the court in a way, kind of because it allows him to get nice and healthy and
That's true.
work on his game.
Good take.
But at the same time, it could be bad because you know, is he did he work on his game while he's been doing, or
I don't
has
know.
he
I don't know. I have no
exactly?
information on it.
Did he work on his game? Did he keep himself in shape and ready to go? Is he cold? Has he been taking jump shots lately? Because last time I checked, when you cold, oh, you could get cold. You know, you know what I'm saying. So, do you still have your same rhythm you have about
But
being?
I will give him the benefit of the doubt, Ray, because he's a clutch client, and normally clutch client, I mean, clutch sports don't just let you sit on your laurels. They always try to prop you to be ready at any given
Right,
moment, because you
right,
just don't know when negotiations or something big might happen.
right. So let's go with the benefit of doubt that he possibly kept himself accordingly. Then I would say him being off the court will actually be good because that's less body damage on his body. That's more time he gets to work on his game, more time to um I don't know, I would say watch film and do the necessary things to get better. Um but this goes on with the rest of the team. What is the conclusion of this team? Um who do we have at starting center? Are we still with the same starting center? Are we going to
Well,
move on? We're
I
going
didn't
to
want to get that much into depth
Well,
on
but
that
I mean,
question.
I was only saying this because I think Lamelo's success is going to be based upon his team. I think because I'm just saying I really believe Melo can just go crazy out there and drop a 35 piece, a 40 piece. But what good is it if his team is selling him? You know what I'm saying?
And that's what the question was prevented as, because we saw, like I said, even though Purple Baby said it was a small sample size, but a small sample size beat no sample size any day. So we have something to draw from. We're not just here just totally speculating. We do have a premise. We have a foundation. Those last 5 games were very important, how LaMelo finished strong, because he was on his way to become an all-star. You know that, right? And then he got hurt. So that
Mm-hmm.
killed that. Tyrese
Mm-hmm.
Halliburton took that slot.
Right.
You follow me? So what I'm saying with that 5 game sample size, 'cause I'm not going to even mention the other multiple game winning streak that Charlotte had in the months prior to LaMelo's last month as a Charlotte Hornet for that year. So they had 2 different win streaks in 2 different months. So it wasn't like they just caught fire. You know what I mean? They did it twice. So that's why I'm saying could this happen in the tournament, and could LaMelo steal the show or be a bright spot in this tournament that will galvanize the interest of people going forward into seasons to come?
Yes.
Mm.
It's LaMelo Ball, baby. He's big time. All he needs is the opportunity, the time, and the healthiness. He's showing that every time he touched the floor.
I, I,
It's,
this
it's,
is
it's no
gonna be
reason other
amazing.
than that.
This is gonna be amazing because I really believe that we might be having Jello on that court this time. You know, all the other times, you know, they had to do this, they had to do that.
Michael Jordan fucked that up. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's not the owner no more, so we don't have to be
Is he
careful how we
officially
speak.
not
He
the
fucked that
owner?
up. He was a puppet master of that.
Dex,
He was
I
I mean,
afraid.
Hey,
I said
what
he fucked.
Kodak back say? I
Listen.
hope so.
I told y'all, bro. I'm telling y'all. That's the reason why LaMelo even got paid anyways, bro. Jordan is gone. Like I'm telling y'all, I was like, bro, things is not. I said what I said about the Hornets organization. That was with Michael Jordan being the leader, bro, of that. So mind you, my takes about that technically is correct with by default of because now Jordan's gone. So all the newest things that is against my takes because because remember I said that they wasn't gonna give Melo that gigantic contract. I think I said
Yeah, you didn't
um
trust him. Yeah, you was one of the first to come out
I
that you
said a
didn't
few
trust him.
things that I didn't trust. But you gotta understand some things change because they don't have Jordan as the head front now no more. So things are gonna change. So maybe some things might be led in a different way now. And like I said, even Jello situation, that might be better now, a lot better now. So like you just
Well,
said,
the
that
doors
Jordan
is
fucked that
definitely
up.
open. Yeah, the
Right,
door is definitely open with
right,
LeAngelo. All he has to
right.
do is
So
heal, and that's what he's doing right now. But since you kind of moved it to LeAngelo, I just want you to know that LeAngelo is in the making of coming out with a new shoe. It's in the developmental stage, and right now it's they're picking out material for the manufacturing for LeAngelo shoe. The raw materials is coming from Asia, just like most of the big brands you get right now. Their farm is in Asia, and so we're going to see what the new G3s are going to look like. And why would you even think about coming out with G3s if he's not going to be profiling them somewhere on a high professional level?
yes, that's facts. I just wanted to read a few things. We got a few people, and I think this chat is really explaining a little bit of how we're feeling on the panel as well. I think 50% of us on this panel is like no to this, and 50% the panel is like yes to this stuff. I see a few guys. Shout out to CWE and Basil. They talking about they don't really like this new stuff that they're adding in this playing tournament. But then there's a couple people like right here. What's his name? CJ Cannon and a couple of different others I got saw that are saying they do like it. So I think it's a mixture, man, and I feel like this stuff is gonna ruffle some feathers, Dex. Like I
That's
understand what
good.
you
That's what
said,
you want. You want that. You don't want
but
to be lame and boring. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it to be stoic. You want to
but
ruffle feathers. That would rouse interest.
but I
Like,
think
let
it's
me
gonna
see what
ruffle
the
some
hell they
feathers
doing.
in a
Let me see
bad
how they
way
gonna
because
mess up the NBA. No, that's good. Don't matter. Controversy, good or bad, don't matter. Just get the attention. You feel me? Because this is an entertainment. So just get the eyes on you. Whether people want to see you win or want to see you lose, it doesn't matter. Get
all
eyes on you.
publicity is not good publicity, Dex.
No,
hey,
this
facts.
I
There you go.
this
literally hate that saying, bro. It's so
that's
backwards.
only listen. You know what that only if you're a criminal.
Like
But if you're not a
I
criminal,
legit hate how
if you're
people
not a
just because
criminal,
you make your
good
argument.
publicity, no matter how you get it, when they call a knock, it's a boost. Because listen, Muhammad Ali got good publicity and bad publicity. Floyd Mayweather got good publicity and bad publicity. 50 Cent got good publicity and bad publicity. Dr. Dre got good publicity, and bad publicity, and the list can go on. You follow what I'm saying?
Of
So
Mm-hmm.
course, I'm following.
if you got a good product, you will
Mm-hmm.
win over those naysayers eventually.
Mm.
If it's a good product. Now, if it ain't good, then you and Ray and the rest of you guys can throw pie in Adam Silver's face.
Oh, I'm gonna throw more than pie.
I just
Oh, what
don't
you got
think
some
how it could be
feces on here?
a good product when the problem is that the current NBA fan base can't watch games. That's what I think the problem is. It's like
Because it's money. That's
you
what
adding more games isn't gonna make them want to
listen,
watch more
Shay
games. They're
and
already not watching the
Nico told you
82.
it's about money.
Dex,
That's
and
all it's
now
about.
the fans already aren't watching the 82 games. Now we gonna make the season 88, 89, 90 games long. They're
No,
not
there's
gonna
no
watch
extra
that.
games. Rico, stop it. You embellishing the situation.
I'm
There's no
not.
extra games. There's no extra games.
It's a tournament. They
It's an
wasn't
in
Yeah,
watching the
season.
regular
It's an in
games.
season tournament for
it's
extra
They
in
were
bread.
not
season.
watching the regular games. Why are they gonna watch
Now
the
you will.
tournament?
I bet you now you
Uh,
will.
some people gonna
When?
put in more work for more
What?
bread.
Nobody watches basketball in February. You adding a
Now,
tournament is gonna make
Rico,
them want to watch it.
listen to what I'm telling you right now. You and your emotions, but when that tournament starts,
Oh
interest
man.
gonna pipe.
Yeah, okay. We gonna be
Or
watching
as they
who?
saying in
The
French,
Houston
peak.
Rockets versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Nobody's gonna watch that in February.
Right. Ain't nobody wanna watch
Nobody's
that
watching that.
bullshit.
Like
Hold on, listen, that's not true. Because listen,
Mm.
Houston is a big market. Wait. Houston is a big market, right? Orlando is a small market. We understand that. But
Mm-hmm.
when you are in an intense competitive battle, more of your fan base will probably watch than they would if it just probably was a regular season game. Because hey, why watch this game? I'll watch the next game. But now since it's a tournament, you might want to watch this game because it might not be a next game. You feel me?
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, I I,
You ever
I,
you
I like it. The optimism, Dex. I love it.
I already know it's going to pop off. I know it's going to pop off. And I think Adam Silver did a wonderful thing in instituting this in-season
wow.
tournament.
I love
Because you know what? I
how
am
much
going
how
to watch
much
the
they paying you,
Houston and
Dex? How much they
Orlando.
paying you, Dex?
I am going to watch the Boston
Mm-hmm.
Celtics and the Charlotte Hornets on a Monday night or the
How
Tuesday
much
night.
how much they paying you, Dex? How much they paying you, Dex?
Not like
No, they're
that.
not
That's
How
paying
much,
me
man?
anything. But I
I'm gonna
can't wait to
watch.
get my hands on a parlay. I'll tell you that much. Because you know why?
Come
Because
on, man.
now, because now I can go ahead and put the money on the underdog because they got something to play for. Whereas in the regular season, at that juncture of the season, the underdog really don't have much to play for.
You
So
can't
it's
bet on
hard.
shit in
It's
February.
hard to. Yeah,
I
now I can. No. The tournament's in December, right? November,
No, now
December.
you can, Dex, but I feel you on beforehand because I tried FanDuel for the past couple years. In February, it's
Mm-mm-mm.
terrible. It,
Hey,
if,
shout out
So
to the
that's
chat.
why I'm excited because I see opportunity for me for financial growth. And now it's a better opportunity to bet on the underdog when you get bigger odds. You follow what I'm saying? Or even player performance. Because some of these young cats, like the Jalen Greens of the world, like the Scoot Henderson of the world, when they
they
get in
gonna
these
ball out.
tournaments, they're gonna try to show their ass, trust me. So this is a good opportunity to bet on player performance during these tournaments. Now, once the tournament is over, of course these players are going to relegate themselves back to norm. But in the tournament, they're going to try to show their ass. And I see an opportunity to make money on some of these young players that's going to try to make a name for themselves who are leading some of these bad teams
Hey, Dex, I got a
to
question.
blow up the stat sheet.
I got a question
Wow.
for you, Dex, because I was kind of thinking that it is a little weird to me that the end season tournament or the mid season tournament, in my opinion, is around the same time that these rookies hit the rookie wall.
Oh,
Is
I
that
didn't even look at it like that. So you giving me some insight.
Is that that's what I was thinking, because usually they get, the rookies, their bodies are still adjusting to the NBA season. January, February, a little bit of March,
Mm,
they
mm,
look a little rusty themselves,
mm,
That's
and they're like
interesting right there.
17, 18 years old, and
mm,
they're looking rusty in January. Yeah, okay.
mm.
So what
Speak that
effect do you think it's
fast.
gonna have on them? Like, if they hit the rookie wall and then you throw them in a tournament, is that better for them? Is that worse?
The
Because
tournament,
Mm,
the tournament is towards the beginning of the season, so I doubt they will hit any kind of wall. I think they'd be exuberant, they'd be exciting, they'd be anxious, and it'll be a lot of energy towards that way. And I'm not talking potential; I'm talking kinetic here.
mm,
okay,
mm. I, I just, I think, I understand what you're saying because, like you said, like it's really good for money, right? It is. And it really is good because you might be able to get something out of this, right? I just hope. I'm just praying that it doesn't affect what our hard work has done when it comes to NBA. I hope it doesn't affect the accolades that these people have like earned and or like the trophies and recognition. Like I don't want recognition to become where like it's just like okay and like I don't want nobody that has won a championship and all stars and all kinds of accolades and go up to that person below, hey man, I accomplished this, and then they go and like it's nothing because of all these small little things that they're adding.
But
You get what I'm
but
saying? Like
but
a
Ray.
championship means
So you might
something,
as
you
well
know?
take out the All Star game then, Ray. Just take out the All Star game then.
Well, that's just for fun.
Okay, this is not for fun. This is for real.
Oh man.
And then look, no, look seriously. So the way
no,
you saying the All Star
that's
game
a
should be
good point. And
removed.
Rave, honestly, they
Oh, go
have
ahead.
been just giving people all stars, like randomly, like, oh, you're retiring, here, be an all star. What are we doing? And
I'm
then
just
we
going
got
by
the
how Ray's
franchise.
feeling. If that's your disposition, then take out the All Star game. Let's go all. Let's every game counts, and let's go for it. But Enrico, to your dissatisfaction, let me give you this tidbit. You don't have to worry about the rookies running out of juice because there's no traveling. The begrudgery of traveling is out. They eliminated that. So you in one spot, the only travel you got is from one casino to the next.
Uh,
How wonderful is that?
What if
Dex,
wait.
I apologize. 1 second, Rave. Basil in the chat said that the tournament starts November 1st, or in the beginning of November. That's the beginning of the
Somewhere
season.
around there. Yeah, yeah.
So how
Yeah,
does
that's what I
how
told
is
you. Remember I
can you
said that.
please
No,
I
that,
said
explain
it.
that
that?
that's a rookie wall.
Yeah, no,
That's a
no,
rookie
no. The
wall.
rookie wall is like you
No, it
said,
ain't no rookie wall.
January, February. That's like around the trade deadline.
Oh,
What
okay.
this is
Yeah,
very
yeah,
early in the season, Dex. How
yeah.
does this
Sure
work?
is.
Can you
That's
explain
right.
it to me? Explain it to me, please.
Because that's the dab in your arm to get the fans excited about this upcoming season. You follow what I'm saying? Because once the season starts in October, right? You roll October, everybody get a feel of themselves, and then you go into that tournament, and then you come out of that for the trade deadline. Then once the trade deadline is over, now you're down the runway to your final destination, which is the playoff slot, your playoff position. So
But
you don't have time to kick back. Somebody got the
I just want to
background
ask the
going.
panel a question real quick.
Buzz
You,
City, it's
uh,
Yeah,
Buzz.
Buster, you gotta mute yourself when you're not talking.
Mute yourself, man. I think that was hope.
real quick, panel.
No,
I apologize. I just want to ask. Um, is
see,
it the current
go ahead.
cliche? The NBA season doesn't start until Christmas, or
Thank you.
is that real? Does this November tournament kind of
No,
offset that, where we care more about
your
the season
actual
earlier?
No,
say Rico.
allow me to explain. The in season tournament is
Turn your
similar
mic up,
to how they
Murdoch.
do. Hold on, all right, hold on.
Look, like I said once before, we're gonna be the number 6 seed. We not gonna be no championship. We scrap.
Can you hear
We
me
ready.
better now?
We actually
Buzz
ready.
City, you going in and out, Buzz City.
Hold on. God damn it.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yeah, you good now, Mur.
Yeah. So the in summer tournament is
Hold on, man.
basically similar
Look here,
to.
man.
Hold on, man.
Hey,
It's
how you
similar
doing, Bus
to.
City? One
Hey,
sec. You going
let
in
me
and
come
out,
back
man.
in, man. Let me come back in. Let me get my
All right,
shit together. I'm gonna come back in.
all right. All right, go
All
ahead.
right, Mur.
All right, so basically what's going on is the in-season tournament is similar to how they do college basketball and tournaments in the beginning of the year, where basically they just match certain teams up and they go do a tournament that way, but it counts towards the regular season. The only thing that doesn't count toward the regular season in the in-season tournament is the championship game. Other than that, everything else counts towards the regular season. So it's the same thing as what they do in college basketball, and they're trying to gravitate and get more fans to watch the games now during the regular season to add more excitement because they're trying to compete with the NFL, but they ain't really knocking that juggernaut. But still, they're trying to compete with the NFL on that and try to gather and get more fans to watch, similar to how they do college basketball. That's what it is.
Exactly. Right. But Murdoch, question to you. Do you think Lamelo can steal the show in this in-season tournament? Do you think Lamelo can come out of here shining like a brand new diamond?
Yeah, man. I think Lamelo can win MVP of the league. So it's just a matter of basically, are the other players around him going to step up and actually be able to help him out? Because it's still a team game. Lamelo can steal the show, but in order for him to win, he's going to need his teammates. But Lamelo can steal the show. I mean, I'm not really worried about Lamelo. Lamelo can go out there and get 30 and 10 easily. I'm not really worried about that.
But I wanted to make another observation too. In general, if we can, like with this year's draft that just passed, right, with Wimbenyana and Scoot and Miller, right?
What's up?
I will give it credit for this. I want to know what their views are like, because you know how they talk about watching certain players and how they adjust to the NBA. I do think this year will be an exception, as far as viewership, casual viewership anyway, of people watching because, it was so much, especially on draft day, with the Scoot and Miller stuff. And then Wembanyama, so they want to see how he looked. But the Spurs, I don't know if the Spurs was the one that came out or if it was Wembanyama's people, but they already said he's not playing back to back. So hopefully none of these tournament games are back to back games for any of these 30 teams. But they said he's not playing back to back. So
Yeah, I don't think the tournament game is gonna be back to back. At least from my understanding of it. But I mean, so I think he should be fine. I think he's gonna play. It's unfortunate he's gonna play back to back, but I understand the Spurs being cautious with Wemby uh, because of his body and how long the season is. They probably don't want to wear him down, but
That's
but I
disgraceful, Murdoch.
I mean, listen, Dex. It's not like I don't agree with it,
Dude is
but
19, 20 years old, man. There's no way you low
Dex,
manage
Dex,
that.
Dex. I don't agree with it at all, Dex. But that's just what they doing. So I don't agree with it, but that's what they doing, man.
but you know what's crazy? Like people that's for the tournament, they always say, well, the winners. I mean, I think whatever the pay scale work, I think you have to win though. An extra 500K, and I'm like, how does it motivate a fan to watch it though? Like, how do you get the casual NFL viewer to go and watch the tournament games? Like, what's the selling? What are you selling me on outside of a mid-season cup? Like, how are you selling it to get? Because when is the baseball? I mean, not baseball. When is the World Series typically over with? In October, right?
October.
October, yeah.
So baseball ends. We know football is started.
Yeah,
So like,
football rolling by then.
how do you get the casual? Because I don't know what baseball people do. I don't really talk to that
Think about it too.
much.
You gotta think about it too. It's the who got that static in the background, man. Yeah, so you gotta think about it too, and also too, you made a good point because we gotta look at the dates of when the in-season tournament going to occur because you got Thanksgiving and all the leading up to that Thanksgiving to that Sunday.
Right.
That whole Thursday to Sunday is football, man.
Yeah.
Whether it be NFL, then college, then NFL again. Like
Right.
people watching that. So it depends on when they want to throw in that tournament, and it just matters on how they're going to market it. So you got to be able to market it and everything. I mean, see the thing is what they need to do is they need to go ahead and hook up with you watch the NCAA tournament, get something where they can hook up somebody. Oh yeah, the NCAA tournament league pass gonna be free or something like that.
Right. And another thing,
they do something like that. Well, like do something like that, then I think a lot of people will really want to watch it.
Right. But another thing they need to fix, which I think, and this is for all sports, is they need to fix their league pass because for people, if they, Dallas, whoever you're a fan of, for the people not to be able to watch games and they in the state, for whatever team they want to watch and stuff like that, they need to fix that. It ain't no way I'm going to buy league pass for the Hornets, but they blacked out the Hornets games and I was watching Spurs and OKC games. Like how that work? And then people that's living inside the state can't even get the Hornets games on league pass. That's crazy to me.
Well, that's like me in the Lakers. You know what I mean? Lakers got so many damn games blacked out. It's unreal. But the thing of it is, you got to have their cable network. And that's how they make their money, So if you're not having their cable network, then you're going to miss out on League Pass games. That's just how it is. There's nothing League Pass can do to enhance that experience because you have a competing media factor that's involved here because they have to sell their subscribers on cable just like League Pass have to sell theirs. But League Pass is giving you the whole league, whereas the cable is only giving you Laker games or Hornets game or Philadelphia 76ers game or New York game. You know what I'm saying?
Dex, I thought it worked the opposite way.
It is.
And
the games is on ESPN and TNT and ABC.
No, not that cable. Not that. That's different type of cable. I'm talking about the network. Yeah, the team network.
I'm saying League Pass. I thought that worked when you buy.
No, this is what League Pass tell you. When you read the fine print, this is what it's telling you. You can get every game except if it's a blackout game or if it's televised on a major network. That's what it says in the fine print.
You can watch the blackout games 3 days later.
Right. So if you can't get the blackout games live, or if it's playing on the cable station like the NFL, the NBA Network or ESPN or TNT or something like that, then you can watch any other game. So they're selling you all the league. They're not just selling you a specific team unless you just want that specific team. But then you have to be relegated to restrictions.
No, but that's what I'm telling you. LaMelo's first season, when I was gonna go purchase League Pass for just the Hornets, it popped up and told me that it was blacked out. That my Hornets games was going to be blacked out, and I would have to watch the Spurs or the OKC Thunder.
I understand that. What I'm saying is that how you gonna buy League Pass for just one team? League Pass ain't selling one team; they selling all 30 teams.
They do, Dex. They sell it like me. I bought the Laker one, but
So you only get Laker games?
I can't watch the Lakers versus the Nets or the Knicks
because you in New York.
Yeah. So
so you don't. Okay, but hold on, Rico. So you can't see the rest of the teams if you want to.
No.
It's different packages. I have the Lakers.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
Lakers games. I just miss out.
I got you.
Like I said, those two. But then
okay.
there's also
I got the VIP package, so I don't know about all that.
Yeah, no.
I can see all teams unless they blacked out or they on ESPN, TNT, or the NBA channel. But most of the time, the NBA channel and League Pass sometimes they merge.
I have that one now, yeah.
You
But
know,
there's still certain games like there are times like I like watching Denver. So if Denver's gonna play the Knicks or something, or play the Nets, or like when Denver was playing the Nets and Nets had like KD, I was missing them. I was mad as
Yeah, you're
hell.
gonna miss everything in your state because, like I said, they got competing media
Yeah,
networks.
no,
You follow what I'm saying?
that's what you got to
Because
watch
you
for.
got Spectrum, you got DirecTV, you got Infinity, you got so many different cable options that some of these teams have a package with. So if they
Yeah,
got home games, you're not gonna see it.
you know,
There's no way Repass can do nothing about it.
you know. I'm gonna say this. You know, when I was younger and my team made the playoffs.
That wasn't long ago.
Anyways, when I was younger and my team made the playoffs in school, I could flex that. Like I could flex that my team made it to the playoffs. But nowadays, I feel so bad for the younger generation
First
because
of
if
all,
somebody,
who's your team?
because
No, no,
I'm
stop,
because
Ray.
now
Who's your
now
team? See,
because
Ray, you're
now
being slick. No, Ray being
listen
slick. See, I
because
caught him.
now
Who's
because
your
now
team
if
that you was
somebody
flexing?
says,
Hold
"Hey,
on, Ray.
my team made it to the playoffs," some other
Who
kid
was
gonna
your
go,
team
"Well,
you
my
was
team won
flexing
the
when you was
tournament."
younger? Who was your team when you was younger, Ray?
Oh, the
Who was the
Lakers.
team that you? Okay, yeah, who can't flex being a Laker fan?
You said it again?
Who can't flex? I mean, who can't flex being a Laker fan?
Who
That's
can't flex?
easy. Yeah,
Okay,
anybody that's a Laker fan can
sir,
flex.
no, don't do that, don't
So
do that.
that's easy.
No. But my whole point is, I could flex it, right? And I could always, and other child, other kid, had to feel the shame that my team made it, and they didn't.
Right? You ain't understanding.
Nowadays,
You
I
can
feel
flex
so
the
bad for
Lakers
the kids,
since
bro,
75
bro,
years.
bro, Dex,
75
Dex,
years you can flex the
Dex,
Lakers.
Dex. I feel so bad for the kids now because now this is how they're gonna argue now. Hey, my team made the playoffs and you guys didn't. Well, we won the tournament.
Yep.
The in-season tournament.
I want to see the tournament.
Well, we advanced from the
My
playing
team.
game.
I'm telling
But
y'all,
Ray,
bro.
but my
And
point is this.
listen.
It's
I'm not.
easy.
I'm not mad
75-year
about.
history of the NBA, you can flex the
Listen,
Lakers, you can
listen,
flex Boston, you can flex the Bulls. Now
listen,
Golden State
listen. I'm not
and San
mad.
Antonio.
I'm not specifically mad at what they're adding. I'm just mad about more and more and more things they keep adding that's going to change the whole dynamic of like your team being that special team that made it to something that's hard to achieve. That's hard to be in the playoffs. Like you said, only small amount of teams made it to the playoffs because that was the ones who was winning, right, Dex? So like, but that was a huge accomplishment for the fans who was fans of the winning teams. And I could usually flex it when I was a kid. Nowadays, you can't even flex that about your team going to the playoffs now. Because now they about to start flexing. Oh well, we won the in season tournament. Oh well, we made it to the runner ups. We're giving away runner up trophies now. Like that's bad. It's like bro, I get it. I get it. It's a marketing scheme, and it's just good for trying to add
But
something
it's
new
good
to
for
the
the fan
NBA.
base too. It gives the fans the opportunity to
to
get in on some of
celebrate
this
to
bag. It's a
celebrate for
bag out
being
there for this
trash.
in-season
This
tournament.
gives the fans opportunity to celebrate for being trash. That's really what this
Why
means.
would you say trash? If you win a tournament, how's you trash? You were the best team at that
Because
point.
you did a little playing tournament, a little season end tournament. Nobody cares. Bunch of losers.
Ray, you wouldn't be saying this if the Bulls had an opportunity to win the in-season tournament. And if Lonzo
No,
Ball was the starting
no,
point
that's
guard.
cat. No, that's cat. That is cat. That is cat. No, no. I would not care that the Bulls won a playing tournament. Like, no. Give a damn.
And
Make the playoffs like a real champion that you are, a gladiator.
So you gonna tell Jimmy Butler that? I don't care if you make the damn play in, make the playoffs. You gonna tell Jimmy Butler that?
I
but
sure
Jay,
damn would.
I'm gonna ask.
Because guess what? Because guess what? Jimmy Butler sure would have hell told us that too, right? Right?
Well, he defied all odds, though, Ray. He came in as
My
an
point is,
AC
he would
and
have told
defied
us to
all
go.
odds as a
I'm just
fan.
saying. What I'm saying is, gladiators deserve the benefits. If you don't want to be a gladiator, boo-hoo. Go get better. But nowadays we're being soft now, I guess. If you're trash, you're gonna get some type of trophy in some type of way. That's what
Yep.
we're doing to this NBA now. If you are
Not
trash,
Why y'all
your
keep
team
saying
can't
yeah?
win.
Why y'all agreeing with Ray on being trash and winning a trophy?
Because they know
A
I'm telling the
trash
truth.
team is not
Now, because they know I'm telling the truth.
I
If
got
you
it.
are a loser what we are doing to this NBA, if you are a loser now, you are going to win in some type of way.
Yep.
Winning won't even be important anymore. In
Right.
the next 10
I
years,
doubt that. I think
we're
it's
going
an
to be
extreme.
celebrating listen, I swear to God, the next 10 years, the 15th seed is going to be a champion.
I'm, Ray, you need to listen to this stream over and just listen
I'm
to
telling
all the
y'all,
aspects that you spoke
the
on
losers
because you
are going to
sound like
be,
a
I
old
swear to
purist. Do not want change. Do not want to
God.
evolve. Just want it the way that you enjoy it.
There's nothing
But
wrong with
Jay,
evolve. Listen.
before
My
There's nothing
God,
wrong with
X,
evolving.
Dex,
Stephen
nah,
Curry
X,
showed evolving.
Dex,
But my
man,
God, we're
Dex.
gonna change the dynamic of competition, bro.
It's
Man.
the same thing they've been doing in college basketball, dog, where they have an in-season tournament like they've been doing, dog. It doesn't change the dynamic of them going into March Madness and winning the national championship. It doesn't change anything. They
But a
still
It's
lot
not
of
going
people
about
look
just it's not
forward,
about
Murdoch, right?
it's not
A
about
lot of people
just
look,
this tournament though.
but Raven Murdoch,
They
a lot
going
of
into
people look
playing.
forward to the college basketball, the NCAA basketball in those tournaments, like the Alaska Shootout, the Hawaii, the Hawaii
Maui
Challenge,
tournament. I
the
love, I
Maui
love the
tournament. You know what I'm saying?
I love the Maui tournament or the Big Ten tournament or the SEC
Right.
tournament. I
Because we
love
look forward to that too, because the start of the season, because the big boys start to clash immediately. That's where
yeah.
Lonzo got his
but
uppers from the was it the Maui or the Alaska when it beat Kentucky?
Uh,
That was in a
uh,
tournament.
that wasn't Maui. That was a different tournament.
That was a different tournament. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Dudes, there will be superstars emerging. There will be stars emerging. There will be great players emerging in these tournaments, just like it
but
was when the bubble first started. Those
no,
players that emerged.
But it's
uh,
not even just about this tournament though. It's about what's the combination. They're already doing this plan. Soon we're about to have a 4-point line. Soon, if you hit a half court shot, you're gonna
I
get
just,
5 points.
I
Like,
just,
yo, I'm sorry, like
they're
we're changing the
not,
competition soon.
they're not.
Ray, you sound like the same guy, that old white man that said, "Why are they dunking? They're ruining the game."
No, bro. Well,
And they're not.
well,
They what?
shit, they is ruining the
They
goddamn game, bro.
Ray,
They is. How
Ray,
about that? We'll give it real.
Ray. The playing tournament is nothing more than it's basically like it's basically like how you got college tournaments at the end of the season where they do like the SEC tournament, SEC tournament.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
That's all it is right there. They just
okay, but I'm gonna
copied
ask you
that. They
something.
just copied that and just added that in there to try to get more. What they're trying to do is not necessarily change the competition. They're trying to get more viewership while getting competition because you allow those teams to get out there and compete and fight for the 8 and 10 seeds. And be honest with you, nobody gives a crap about those seeds anyway, because you typically lose in the first round anyway. Besides the Miami last year,
But
but they allow, but
Murgot.
it's
But
all about
they already
it's about
Murgot.
competition.
Murgot. It's not just this tournament. They keep adding stuff. They already did the play-in tournament. If you're a loser,
Because
you
they're
have
trying
another
to
chance.
get
If you're a
viewership,
loser, you get another
bro.
chance. So the play-in tournament is there. Now we're doing an inside tournament. Soon we're about to have a 4-point line. Soon we're gonna have if you hit a half court shot, it's gonna be
bro,
5 points. They're
bro.
going to make
It's
competition
not.
not even work hard for it no more.
You
I'm
still gotta
telling
work,
you.
bro. You still gotta work hard to get in to win anything. You still gotta work hard to win. You still gotta work hard to win the in-season tournament. You still gotta work hard to get to the AC. We seen that the last couple of years with the Hornets. What happened? They didn't work hard. They didn't make the playoffs. It is what it is, bro.
But
Yeah, but now they're doing a season and tournament. Oh well, who cares? We didn't
Because
make the playoffs, so we're gonna do this or we're gonna do that. I mean, I'm telling
the
you, bro.
in-season tournament, but bro, the in-season tournament has nothing to do with the actual championship, NBA championship. That's the problem right there. It has nothing to do with that. Just because you got that in-season tournament little trophy or whatever, don't mean you won anything in the league. They
Yeah,
don't
but
mean nothing.
yes they
They
do
don't
because
mean nothing.
that I'm telling you that's gonna change. That's why I feel like it's gonna change the mental mindset of
It don't matter.
players because of
It
how
don't,
the NBA is.
bro.
College
Did you
teams,
just hear what I
Bro,
said?
hold
500
on,
big
hear me.
ones, Ray.
Hey,
bro,
listen,
it's
hold on. Hear me out, right? Hear me out.
Did you
no,
take
no,
it?
no,
College,
no.
Did you
college
take
that
it?
You
makes a
said your
lot.
point. Let me say
Here's what
this.
I'm saying.
Let me say this right here real quick. It's the same thing they do in college, bro. It has
okay, can
no
I
But
say
this
something
equation
about the
isn't
college?
whatsoever.
college. This isn't college. This is the
Listen,
gladiators. This is the
But
professionals.
it's still
These are the
entertainment,
guys
though. It's
who
still
made it up
entertainment.
on the made it. The
it's still
1%.
entertainment.
Who
It's
cares
still
about
entertainment.
college? This is the
It's still
1%.
entertainment. A lot of people care about college, bro, because a lot of models are
Okay,
copied
that's
from
fine.
college.
That's fine. But
A
and
lot
there's a
of
lot of
models are
college
copied
players.
from college
There's a lot, bro.
because you know
There's
why?
players right
Because
now
the
as we speak
NBA.
that wishing they could make to the NBA, bro. I'm just saying the professional.
Oh, I guess he
My
cut out.
God.
What's up?
Uh, I got a question to ask you because I'll be trying to keep up with the tournament things early on in the season for college, right? But at the time when those teams enter that tournament, don't you have to have a winning record at that time to participate?
No, not really. A lot of them are already pre-set up. A lot of
I
those tournaments are already pre. A lot of those tournaments are already pre-set up that they're going to enter, regardless if got a winning record or not. It's been times where basically like LSU could be like 3-2, or like a 2-3, and they could be able to enter some of those tournaments. It's not.
I didn't
It's
know
not.
it's. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. A lot of those teams don't have winning records when they enter those tournaments, like the Maui tournament or stuff like that. A lot of those teams don't
I
have
mean,
winning records.
you talk because I was under the impression that it depends on what your like, because
Nah,
I too
a
many
lot of those.
to keep
Yeah,
up
a
with,
lot of
but
those.
you have to be winning. You got to be winning going into them in order to be eligible to participate.
You don't got to be winning to go into them because a lot of them are already pre-set up at the beginning of the year. Like the
Mm.
schedule is set up at the beginning of the year for them to enter these tournaments.
Markel Fultz made the tournament on a losing record.
Literally, man.
I don't know because maybe because Mizzou sucked that bad. Because I remember when before they went to the SEC and they was in the Big 12, whatever tournament they was talking about. I remember Missouri didn't meet the qualification for it.
I
And that
can't
was
speak to that. I
football.
can't speak. I can't. You saying what? You saying football?
Yeah,
And
whatever the
football.
tournament they
Football
was
is a
talking.
different. No,
Yeah,
no, no, no.
football different. You talking about bowl
Football
games.
different. You talking about a bowl game?
Oh
That's
yeah,
different.
I don't know about basketball then.
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
bowl game is
You
different.
go
Yeah.
with
Bowl games. It's two ways. It's two ways you can get into a bowl
I
game.
just want
It's,
to
hold on, Ray. Hold on, Ray.
go
We
ahead.
answer Purple Baby's question. It's two ways you get in the bowl game. It's either you got a winning record or you meet the qualifications academically. Those are the only two ways you get into a bowl game.
oh,
So
so
it's
college basketball is different, basically.
college basketball is totally different. You don't need to have a winning record to enter these tournaments.
Yeah,
These
most of
Yeah.
those
tournaments are already
tournament
pre.
games, you're
These
invited. It's
tournaments
an
are already
invite.
pre-set up. Yeah, it's a
Okay, got
whole invite. It's an invitation. Now, when you accept the invitation, depending on your record, is dependent on your seeding. That matters. So if you do got to win a record, or you do got to win a record, or you're a higher rank, depending on where you are, you get a higher seeding. But other than that, no. It don't matter. You can still enter it with a losing record because it's all invitational.
Gotcha.
Shoot, some teams even do. I think Alabama did got invited to two tournaments last year. I got to check again, but I think it was in two tournaments last year because I know what happened is that they have their base tournament where they got to go through a couple gauntlets of teams, and then they have like their little another in-season tournament where they do a competition where it be like SEC versus Big Ten or SEC versus ACC, that type deal.
Yeah, which is annoying and toxic.
So but not necessarily it's not necessarily annoying. It's more so because they're trying to bring up viewership by having the best teams compete against one another. Like for
No,
example, they took the Alabama and had them competed against North Carolina, which was
no,
Alabama was like
it's
ranked
crazy.
like number 16 there, and North Carolina was like number 1. That's all they're doing.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying annoying because being in a Big 12 market, when which only people is left is Kansas, but it's like when you a fan of a SEC team, and then they're like, oh, we're better, we're the better conference, and that shit is annoying to me. Like, shut up. You got the same 2 or 3 winners each year. Like, shut up. That's the annoying part of it. Like when people just because they team not competing or they didn't lost, so now they just hop on the bandwagon of the conference. Because we all know like that.
Yeah, I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that part as far as the bandwagoners. I just know that as far as when it comes to basketball in college, there is grades and there is levels when it comes to conferences. Like that's real because some conferences are just better than others.
Right.
But it also depends on the year because like for example, the SEC this year was actually better than a lot of other conferences. Like I think they were better than the ACC and probably I think the Big Ten as well because they at least had they had 12 teams. No, excuse me. They had 11 teams that had winning records and 9 of those teams had 20 or more wins. So it just depends on each year which conference shakes out. Because a lot of the competition, a lot of the best players, if you go look at the draft, majority of all the players that got drafted actually came from the SEC this year.
Yeah,
which is uncommon because a lot of players usually come from the Big Ten. Some of them come from the
basketball,
Big 12.
right?
In basketball, yeah, the Big 12, the ACC.
Big 12 be having a lot of Kansas. I forget
Kansas always produces at least one or two lottery picks every year.
Yeah,
they're able to get those high recruits to come in. So that's like Grady Dick that came out this year. So it's like the Big 12, those type of conferences. SEC is usually on the bottom in basketball, and this year they actually rose to the top because they're starting to get better players. Because typically it's usually Kentucky and then there's everybody else. Whereas this year it flipped and it was Alabama. Alabama is typically unheard of.
And
is usually unheard of. Arkansas is usually unheard of when it comes to basketball. They're more football schools, but they're able because of the coaches now, like Nate Oates and I forgot who the other coach was for Arkansas. They're able to gravitate and get more top recruits in, like a Brandon Miller, like a the boy that just got Glaffer Clowney. They came in there. So they're able to get more recruits, and also you got the transfer portal. That works in their favor. So they're able to bring in some top talent in the SEC in basketball so they can compete. And I expect the SEC to even get better.
I just want to give an RIP to actually being able to flex that my team made it to the gladiators of the playoffs. I just want to give an RIP to competition nowadays. I want to give an RIP to actually being through the struggle and working hard for earning something and for goddamn once. I want to give an RIP to actually be able to flex that you worked hard and did night push-ups and you earned yourself to be a part of the big dogs. I'm going to miss that. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm going to miss that, I just want to sing a song
Thank you.
missing that, man.
Thank you,
This
Stay
is
Up. I appreciate.
for
Stay Up.
the
Say it
NBA
again.
going to
Stay Up.
slowly
Say it
lose
again,
all their
please.
competition. I'm gonna sing a
Stay Up.
song.
Say it
I'm gonna sing a
again,
song.
please.
This is for all the
Please,
competition that's gonna be going
please
on for the
stop.
NBA.
Please, no. Please, no, no. Please.
How do I
Oh my gosh, man.
say goodbye
Dex,
to
take the
what
man.
we had?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All the good
Thank you.
times
Please
and
highlight Stay
Where
Up,
was
please.
that when the Lakers were losing Game 4 in the Western Conference
Ooh.
Finals?
Hey man, got this.
I don't
Oh
think
my
anybody's
god,
gonna beat
bro.
their chest over an in-season
R.I.P.
tournament
the
win.
competition. Oh my
Literally, man. That's
god.
the in-season tournament
Kids are gonna be walking
as
around talking about how they won the
in-season
in-season tournament. Oh my
in-season
god.
tournament is as comparable to is just
Oh
as
my
comparable to
god.
the summer league championship. Ain't nobody taking that shit
My
serious.
son is gonna be celebrating the fact that he won a fourth place trophy. All right,
Take that shit
yeah.
serious.
That's crazy. You think the bums are gonna win?
Raise, you're awful,
I don't.
Raise. You're a bad person right now.
Dude, the competition
I
is
do
going to
want
go
them.
down in hell. Oh my god.
The
And
bums will lose.
Dude, bro, I swear to God, I'll be walking around listening to kids yell about how
It's called
they
the
won the
process of
in-season
elimination.
tournament.
I
and
don't
I
think
wanted to
that's
add
gonna
one
happen.
Dude,
more.
I swear to God, in the next 5 years, everybody, I swear they're gonna do make a wish. They're gonna choose 5 of the worst teams and then choose one out of the bunch to be in the playoffs. It's gonna get
No,
worse.
no.
Get worse. Oh.
I understand how you
R.I.P.
think that though, but I will say
R.I.P.
this,
the
right?
competition.
We're at a point now
R.I.P.
where we understand where the top teams are, and I think those are the teams that are going to be competing for an in-season
I
tournament win.
swear, bro. All right.
What trash team you think gonna win an in-season tournament?
I don't
But
know, but
but to be fair, sometimes look how great the Spurs started off. OKC, I think Indiana started off good last year too. I think so.
Well, Indiana got
Them niggas
busted up, so
trash.
they was hurt.
And then the season before that, Cleveland. Look how good Cleveland looked at the beginning. I'm just saying.
I mean, those are teams that probably will be more motivated if they win something like that, which is good because throughout the season we know a lot of the top teams always rise to the top. I
Right.
mean, I
What
don't think
about
it
the
hurts
New
at
York
all.
Knicks win the tournament, Nico? What about the New
Oh,
York
that's
Knicks win the
impossible.
NCAA tournament? Stephen A. Smith gonna go nuts.
The New York Knicks won't win a thing for the rest of our lifetimes.
You
So,
got to be positive, sir.
oh, absolutely not. Not with that team.
As long as they got Dolan as the owner, they ain't winning a damn thing, bro.
That's crazy.
He might be as bad as Michael Jordan, an egomaniac.
Mm.
I don't know if he's bad as Michael because at least they went to the second round.
You know what's crazy, y'all? About sports just in general. I was talking to these construction workers the other day. They was like, so I was talking about like the NBA draft. So they was kind of talking to me, going through the motions. And then a couple of them turned around and told me they was like, I don't watch any pro sport. I just watch all the college stuff because they was like, once they get to the pros, it's about the money, just about the money. They felt like it wasn't no competition. And I started thinking, I was like, how many people just sit and watch college stuff? And then once these guys go off, they don't even
They
watch
must believe in slavery then. They must be pro slavery.
who? The workers?
Yeah, because
That's
that's all college was.
but and I understand it from that standpoint, Dex. But that's not the first person I done heard say that. Like I was talking to somebody about the Chiefs one day. I assumed that he was a Chiefs fan, but he wasn't. He said, "Oh, I only watch college." He said, "I don't know what goes on once they, you know." He said he finds the games more competitive and more entertaining.
That nigga a liar.
I mean, to him, that's how he feels.
Well,
I mean,
you should ask him what
but
era.
you
Because at
you
one point college was very entertaining. I ain't gonna lie. College basketball was entertaining as
gotta
hell.
realize that. I mean, that's the same conversation I have with a lot of people. A lot of people don't like NBA because they feel like they don't try as hard on every given night like they do sometimes in college. They feel like they're
I've
not
only
But
heard.
but
I just
Murdoch,
want to say
college only
this.
played 30 games. College
but
played 30 games and the pros play 82 games. I mean, he double college.
that's what.
I want
But
to.
listen, I'm not arguing that, Dex. I get that. I'm just sharing my point of view from how a lot of other people feel. Because I don't. I pay attention to college. I don't watch it as much like that. I like watching the pro game, but that's
Right,
how a lot
right.
of people feel. That's how a lot of people
Because
feel.
college used to be entertaining. When they were staying 3 and 4 years, college was entertaining.
Yeah, especially here, Dex, in North Carolina, and especially where I'm at in Raleigh. Like they love college basketball here, bro. Like North Carolina, Duke, like listen, lines be
Yeah, you
thick
had to
out
do the Wake Forest. Don't forget the Wake Forest, North Carolina State.
not lines be thick out here to try to watch these college basketball games. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just how
Yeah,
a lot of people feel around here.
Tobacco Road. Shit.
I've only seen people praise college, saying that it's less political. That is the only thing I've heard positive about college.
Man, I heard a lot of power college. People
It
go
is
crazy
not more
out
competitive. It's
here.
not
People
more
go.
entertaining. Them niggas be trash. Just watch.
Well,
Just watch your
one
college
thing
game.
about college is every game mattered. See, that's what it was about college. That's what made college exciting. Every game mattered because if you lose a game, then you fall so far off the damn Richter scale.
Amen.
It's only when Duke messed that up. I'm gonna be honest with you. Duke was a team that messed up college basketball because they were so prized on keeping Duke afloat that Duke can lose a game and they could be a number one, and they lose and they'd be number two. Another team could be number one. If they lose, they number 10. And that
I mean,
went
they
on
always
for
got
about at least
bias.
14 years. Yeah, they went on for about 14 years. And a lot of people was calling the NCAA out on that. And the reason, now I understood why they was doing that. Because Duke was their darling. Duke was their beacon, you know what I'm saying? And Duke was their controversy. So you had people like Jalen Rose saying Duke was a team of Uncle Tom, white boys and Uncle Tom. Remember, Jalen Rose said that out of his mouth. That's what he believed. He later on retracted that statement, but a lot of people believed that at one time. They believed that Duke was a privileged school, and the blacks that went there was disconnected from the blacks that was, in the hood. Even though there was some good ball playing blacks that went to Duke, so they kept Duke up there no matter what. I don't care if North Carolina beat them. I don't care if UCLA beat them, Kentucky beat them, Ohio State beat them. Somehow Duke will still be a number one seed at the end of the season, even though they might have 3 losses. Any other team with 3 losses, they're number 3 seed, number 4 seed. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of that favoritism really dampened college basketball, but it made a lot of money, but it dampened college basketball.
It still happens to this day. Because I do try to keep up with, not just, I'm trying with college basketball. It's a little bit easier for me to keep up with the football part, but I'll be listening to them and like, okay, the schedule come out. They be like, well, Vanderbilt, or I think it was Vanderbilt. It might have been Kentucky, not Kentucky. What's the other team that beat Connecticut? It was I forgot the coach's name, but I remember. I think it was in Yeah, it was in basketball. I think it was Villanova, matter of fact. And then they was like, oh, they something about they didn't play the top 10. I forgot who was on them Villanova when that. I can't think of the coach because I think I don't know what team he coached now, but y'all don't remember. It wasn't that year Kimba came out. I can't think of the coach's name. Either way, they was like
You
complaining and
said
saying,
Kendall.
huh?
Kimber Walker.
Oh,
No,
Kimba.
I
Kimba UConn.
said all I remember was they was talking about Villanova It was in basketball. I remember specifically, and
Well,
I think
Jay
they made
Wright
it to the
coached
Final Four
Villanova.
or something. Huh?
I said
Yeah,
Jay
Jay
Wright was
Wright.
the coach of Villanova. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. So it was Jay Wright, and they was like, they was complaining because they was like, oh, he something about you know what you just said about the competition and the teams they play, that they didn't really play nobody, and I think it maybe they went to the Final Four or they made it somewhere because I was trying to watch it, but I ended up
Well,
not
Jay
watching.
Wright he won 2 championships up there.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
But
Josh Hart won a championship with them, and Jalen
one of
Brunson.
those
Uh,
one of those years, it was something about their competition that they had played, and people was complaining like, "Oh,
I
they
think
really
Malik Beasley won a championship
they
with
was like they
Villanova.
didn't play nobody," and that's why like college is hard for me to keep up with because I'm like,
I don't know
okay,
it's
if it
not
was.
because them
I don't
niggas
know if it was.
trash.
No, I don't know if that was Villanova. Could have been UConn because I don't know what
yeah,
year you're
I don't
talking
know who
about
it was. I
because
want to.
UConn that's Boeheim. That's Coach. I mean not Boeheim. Calhoun. That's Coach Calhoun had that,
Whatever,
and then Ollie took it over. Kevin
yeah,
Ollie took it over. He won a championship
whatever team
with
it was,
Boeheim players.
they
I
didn't
think
want to.
Shabazz Napier.
Yeah,
You
I was watching around that time too. But whatever team it was, I just remember they was like, oh, they didn't play nobody. They wouldn't even give them a top 10 ranking. And then I think the next year, I think they still came in unranked like at the start of the season. I was like, I don't understand like the rules of college and how you get a ranking to begin with.
Well, I mean,
well,
you play. I mean, your ranking starts from your previous season. That's what normally the rankings come in at. Whatever your previous season was, and your class you recruit whatever. If you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in recruiting, then that helps boost you up as well because they want to give those recruits high profile, high visibility. So that's why
Right,
they boost the program up. If you can get those 5A and McDonald All Americans to come to your
right.
school. And Duke was one of the leading ones doing that. North Carolina was one of the leading ones. UConn at one time was one of the leading ones. Kansas, of course, was one of the leading ones. UCLA was one of the leading ones. Ohio State jumped in a couple of seasons as one of the top
Yeah.
recruits in America.
Mhm.
Kentucky for sure. Kentucky, they always up there with the recruits. So that's why they get all the TV time and they get the
Exactly.
higher rankings.
Yeah, because I'll be looking like, even still to this day, they'll be like, oh, they didn't play such and such and such and such. I'm like, how do y'all do the schedules then? Like,
Well, they don't do that no
they don't.
more. Now they play each other. That's what Murdoch was talking about in the early season tournament. These big wigs in Power Five, they start knocking off each other in the early season, and that's the risk you take. And that's why I brought back Lonzo Ball when he was at UCLA taking on the number one Kentucky team. They beat that Kentucky team in a early season tournament.
Hmm. I just be looking. I'll be like,
Dex,
God.
was that the last time that you watched college basketball?
No, the last time I watched college basketball was last season. I did watch some college basketball last season, but I
The last,
wasn't. It wasn't a fervor, and I wasn't all the way in tune in it. But I
Was
did
money
watch college
involved?
basketball.
not
Was money?
money.
Yes.
No, I didn't bet on no college basketball last season.
Okay.
The
I'm just
reason
saying because
why
I've tried.
the reason the reason why I watched college basketball last season is see if UCLA can duplicate what they did the season prior when they lost to Baylor in the final. I mean, lost to Gonzaga in the Final Four. You follow what
Right.
I'm saying? When Jalen Suggs hit that damn shot. So I watched it to see if UCLA can replicate that. And of course they didn't. And then when the Brandon Miller incident happened, then that tuned me over there to Alabama. I already knew Alabama was doing some work, and I knew Brandon Miller was putting in some work. But when he got into that incident, that made me glue my eyes on that situation even more.
So you, out of curiosity, you didn't care about Arkansas at all?
Hell no, I ain't watching no Arkansas basketball since Todd Day and
Right.
Corliss Williamson.
Yeah, I watched
and and
Arkansas.
what's his name, Thurman. Remember that group? Todd Gay, Curtis Williamson, and Thurman.
That was a
But
long
that's
time ago,
rightfully
bro.
so,
Yeah,
though.
that's the last time. That's the last time I watched Arkansas basketball. Nolan Richards was the coach.
That's why. That's a long ass time ago, man.
I think the last game I probably watched was Zion. I've tried here and there, but every time I watch him play for a few minutes, it's a bunch of trash ass niggas on the floor. That's the difference between college basketball and, let's say, football. When you see football, you know if somebody got something special. College basketball is just a bunch of low IQ dudes throwing the ball at the motherfucking hoop.
Man, it depends.
Literally.
It depends on what team you watching, bro.
You know what's so sad? Y'all know when
Some teams got bad players on it. Other teams, man, you can tell the difference. Like watching Gonzaga is like watching Gonzaga is like watching the Spurs. Literally, they're just that well coached. They're a well-oiled machine. They're consistent every year, and they're going to put out another and they're going to put out another player that's going to get drafted every year. They do it every year, bro.
Yep. I will give the Gonzaga basketball credit for that. Like they
Villanova's always consistent. You know,
Yep.
you got Nate Oates with Alabama. He's going to get consistent because he's going to be like the new Calipari in the SEC, bringing in top 5-star recruits. He got some in there now that he's basically bringing them in. So they're going to do the same thing every year, man. So it just depends on who you watch. The problem with UCLA is UCLA is just not consistent. But I think they're going to be better since they're moving to a different conference now. But they're just not consistent every year.
I could just watch the NBA.
The thing with UCLA is that they can't keep players. They can't keep the players. You know, they're always leaving. They one and done, two and done. You know what I mean? But when you got teams like Alabama, it's very rare they get a one and done. Very rare.
Yeah.
They're going to have players there for 2-3 years. So they get a chance to develop some cohesiveness.
Yeah.
Same with Arkansas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of those teams in the SEC outside of Kentucky and Louisville, it's hard to get one and done players.
Well, Dex, I agree with you as far as one and done, but you also got to think about the two Dex. You got the other flip side of it. You got the transfer portal now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You got the transfer portal. Yeah.
The transfer portal, so you can bring in a veteran player to replace.
Yeah, but but a one and done is not a veteran player.
That's what I mean. You can replace that next year with the transfer portal. That's what.
Yeah, but it's different. No, it's different. You know why it's different? Because that's not your guy, a Murgot. When you get somebody out the transfer portal, that's really not your guy. That was somebody else's guy. It just didn't work out.
Right.
So when you get one and done, those are your guys. You put your hard-earned work to close out the deal for them to come to your school. You follow what I'm saying? Transfer portal, you just hoping that you get something that can fill in the gap.
I mean, not really. I mean, sometimes you can get top 10 talent out of the transfer portal.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, you can roll the dice. Yeah.
Look at Florida State. They got the best wide receiver out of the transfer portal. Keon Campbell. They went to.
Well, football is a little different, though. I'm gonna give football different because football, you have your guys for 3 years. That's different. So you can develop something. You know what I'm saying? College basketball, when you one and done, two and done, it's hard to develop anything. You just gotta keep grinding for your guy. Keep looking for your guy.
So why do they consider guys? I'm not gonna say 20 because 20 to me is still young. Anything in your 20s is young. But in basketball, why do they consider guys like around the ages of 21, 22 older players for like? Because to me, it's like outside of Kobe and them, everybody's came in the league older.
It's a psyche thing. And the reason why it has nothing to do with development. The reason why they do that because they want the kids younger and pliable. See, they want the kids to come in as putty. When you're in your 20s, you got different responsibilities in life. And one thing you don't want is a damn coach yelling in your fucking ear all the damn time. You follow what I'm saying? But when you're a kid, you're 17, 18, you follow what I'm saying? You can still handle that because you know that this coach is probably the most powerful thing that you want to get next to until you get to that next stage. When you're 20, a lot of that, I, I don't know the right word to actually say for that, but a lot of times you can get frustrated easier. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because life come at you different when you're 20. So at that age, a lot of coaches really don't want to deal with that. But the way college was structured in the past, they had to deal with the 20-year-old, the 21-year-old, because they stayed in school longer. You know what I'm saying? The system was set up for that. Now the system is not set up for that. So these 20-year-olds, they can tell you to fuck off and they go somewhere else and play. Either
Mm.
they can go to the transfer portal, like he said, Murdoch, or they can go overseas, leave school and go overseas, or go up north to Canada and play and try to get into the NBA that way, or just try to be a walk on somewhere in the what you call that the NBA portal, but not through the draft, but through like free agency, right? Is that what it's called, free agency? When you just walk on, you try to walk onto a team.
You
I
talking
know
about?
what you're talking about,
I know
but I
you.
forgot.
Yeah, because players have done that. You know what I'm saying? And so
That's
college doesn't have that control like
that's
they
what
used to.
that's what Anthony Simons did. That was before they had a G League Ignite and everything. He did like a NBA walk on program where he walked on with the Blazers, and that's how he was able to get on and get some playing time, and that's how he developed, and he went from there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Congratulations to him, by the way.
I know, right? I think Austin Reeves did something similar.
Matt McClung. No, Matt McClung went to college, I think. Did
Yeah,
he?
Matt McClung went to college. He didn't get drafted.
Yeah, he just.
Yeah, because he was at Georgetown, then he went to Texas Tech.
Tech, yeah, with Texas Tech.
Yeah,
But
and
y'all
that's
know
how he didn't
what's
get drafted.
crazy is like ageism in sports is crazy to me. And I'm not saying it doesn't exist in football. I just don't pay. It's not really brought up a lot, being that they got to stay 3 years. But the first thing in basketball you hear before you can hear about a player's skill sometimes is, oh, he's such and such an age, and
It
or this
was
age
like
he's
that,
just
Purple Baby. What happened was Maurice Claret and Mark Williams. Was it Mark Williams or Michael Williams? I think it was Michael Williams from USC. Maurice
Williams.
Claret from Ohio State tried to come in early and it
mhm,
failed. You know what I'm saying? Because the NFL wasn't ready for bringing in
tell the
these
NBA.
kids into a high
It's
impactful, volatile collision sport. It's different from basketball.
No,
So
that's what I'm
they
saying.
sued.
Basketball,
that.
they mention it a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They tried, but they sued and lost.
Right.
And so Michael Williams, he still got into the pros because Coach Curl from the Seattle Seahawks coached Michael Williams in college, and so he gave him a walk on job, and then stay a couple of years, and then he vanished. But
Right.
Maurice Claret did make it to Denver Broncos, but that didn't really work out well
Yeah.
either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
And
so
I
they dropped him, and he never was found again. He went
and I
crazy.
and I agree about football that you do need to, because of how it is. But I'm seeing in terms of basketball, like when you watch the draft stuff and whatever, you hear it a lot. Like at least I have the last couple of years when guys are like Jalen Johnson from Kansas, or it might have not been him. Whatever player it was, he had heart surgery and he came back and he played this past year, right? But this would have been,
Shaq's son?
huh?
You talking about Shaq's son?
No, no, it was not Shaq, and it
Because
wasn't. You
Shaq's
didn't hear
son
the
had open
story.
heart.
You didn't
Shaq's son
hear
had
the
open heart
story about
surgery.
the dude that got surgery. I think he did come from Kansas. His name is Jalen Johnson, but it was his third year, and he had to go get surgery. And the first thing, I think he got drafted, but I forgot by which team. But they kept talking about his age. They was like, "Oh, he's 23. He's a bit older than." And I'm like, "That's young to me. Like, why are y'all doing that?"
Because it's similar. They do the same thing in every sport. Look at baseball. They're drafting at what age? You can get drafted like 17, 18. You can draft like 17 in baseball. They drafting that young in hockey. It's because, like Beck said, they're more pliable. Also, they're not closer to that prime yet, which means they're more pliable. They're able to teach them. They're able to have them grow up in their organization, get get more well versed in their customs, as well as develop them from a very younger age. So when you're like 23 coming in 22, 23 coming to the league, they view you as, oh, you're about to reach your prime, meaning you're almost fully developed as a player. That's not to say that you are, but that's how they view it. So that's why, like for example, a Josh Smith, who was all world, at in college. I mean, what's his name? Yeah, Josh. What's his name? Played for the Lakers. Now played for the Knicks now. What's his name? Josh. Well, I forgot his name. But, Josh. Josh. He played with Lonzo. But yeah,
Oh, I
he
know
was.
who you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was all world in college at
Right.
Villanova. All world. Couldn't
Like
tell you
Josh
nothing.
Hart.
Yeah, Josh Hart. Yeah, he was all world in college. But people were talking about him as far as like, his age. He's closer to his prime and everything. He can't really put more into to his development. That's what they talked about a lot. And they're gonna use him mainly basically as a role player. That dude, it was the player that got drafted from Oregon. I mean, not Oregon. Yeah, it was from Oregon. He came in as an older rookie because he got drafted when he was like 20, 23. He turned 24 during the season. They say the same thing about him, and he actually ended up getting traded.
Facts.
So that's pretty much basically why they do that. They want them young because they want to be able to develop them, as well as while they're young and they're developing, and they're developing. It's easier for them to grow in that organization as well as try to be able to maintain that talent as well. Because
But do y'all think
you get them younger on a rookie deal.
that's true? But let's say it was opposite and they drafted I think the earliest you can get drafted is at 19, right?
Now it
As
is.
far as age.
I don't know. You can get drafted at 18.
Okay,
You
so
just
let's say
you just have to be like a year removed from you just have to be a year removed from
from
high school.
right. So let's say this. Do you believe that it can happen with those guys too, where taking them so young going into the pros that sometimes they don't develop like they're supposed to where they're out the league when by the time they're 24, 25?
I mean, that's happened before. That happened to high school players when they used to come out of high school coming to the league. Some of them didn't work out. So that's happened before. That's happened all the time where they just phase out. They come into the league 18, 19 years old and it just don't work out. That's happened all the time.
Right. I just want the best for all these guys. It's 60 guys that get drafted and not all of them get signed. That's what's saddening to me because it's just like you stayed in college for a year. And let's say you went first round, which is good in basketball, but like you just not the money's there, of course, for whether you playing in the G League or you maintaining a roster spot, you just don't get the playing time. And then you look up 2 and 3 years later, and now you just not in the league at all for whatever reason. And you didn't finish. I'm not saying you got to finish college, but like you don't have I forgot what they call them schools, because we got a lot of them here with a trade school. Like you don't know a trade. I mean, you can always go back to school, but you don't know a trade, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I think it's a little bit different now, especially when you got other options like going overseas and playing basketball. You got other options like with the G League. So these players that get drafted, their first year they're not playing. They're going immediately to the G League.
Right.
So they can develop there and they can get the opportunity to show it. And typically, if they're a first round pick, they're going to get every opportunity to be able to showcase their skills. It's going to be up for the organization as well as themselves to be able to develop them so they can get on a basketball court. Now, if it's certain situations where you get into that first contract, you don't make it out. Hey, some of them players they don't make it. But other than like for example, you got for example basically. 2 players out of the 2010 class is only playing from Paul George and Gordon Hayward. They're the only 2 players from that 2010 class that's active that's playing in the NBA. Some of them from that class are actually coaches, like Paul George talking about it. That one of the players that got drafted in that class is actually his player and development coach.
Right.
So that kind of stuff happens. So they find different paths. It don't work out. They find different paths, or they go in a different direction. Sometimes hopefully they did do their studies and they figure it out. But I think basically because they do get some money, and I think a lot of these dudes find their feet, find their wear on their feet to find something they're good at. But I mean, some of them don't, and that's the unfortunate part about it.
But another thing is like I told y'all before I wanted to do like track and basketball, right? But I ended up not doing it. When I found out about the taxes situation, about how they take their taxes, I'm thinking like, okay, the Lakers, for example, you just taking out whatever city they stay in tax plus the state tax. When I found out that it don't work that way. It depends, like wherever you playing, they taking taxes out of wherever you go play, right?
I mean, it depends on what state you're in.
I know, but so somebody explained to me like if the Lakers go play Houston, that taxes get taken out. Houston, whatever taxes that's in Texas in general, get taken out of their money as well as what team they play for, whatever
Uh,
state they.
I don't know about that. I have to look that up. So I don't know how true that is.
Because I know it's true for football because they talk about it all the time.
I gotta look it up for football too. So I don't know
Because I
how
was like,
true that is.
I said
I
that's
gotta look that
skimming.
up.
Cause you know how I don't count on players' pockets, but how people be counting players' pockets. They was like, I know about the fee that they got to pay their agent in the agency, I think. But they was like, y'all think they be seeing like somebody's making 47 million. I can't. It's several people. I think KD's making like 47 million coming into next year. They was like, he's not gonna see half. By the time taxes get done, it's still a nice check, but he don't see half of that.
Wow, man, this is this is crazy.
Yeah, they said them taxes eat them alive. Uh, eat
I'm
them
looking at
up.
I'm looking at the 20. I'm looking at. I hear you. I gotta look that up to see if that happened. But I'm looking at the 2010 class. This is wild, man.
Who
So
was
I
in it?
forgot. John Wall was the number 1 overall pick in that class.
Yeah, he left because of injury,
John Wall. Then you got Evan Turner, Derek Favors, DeMarcus Cousins was in that class too.
injuries, and attitude. Mostly injuries though.
Yeah,
Attitude didn't help none. Who else? Keep.
I think Gordon Hayward, Greg Monroe was in that class.
Oh, I remember
Uh,
Greg Monroe.
uh, Al Farik Aminu. I remember when he played for Wake Forest. Gordon Hayward, Paul George, Ed Davis was in that class. Patrick Peterson was in that class.
Yep.
Uh, Avery Avery Bradley was in that class.
Right. He
Matter of
stayed
fact,
injured too.
a lot of people don't know that Eric Bledsoe was in that class too.
Oh shit.
Lance Stevenson was in that class too.
Was anybody? I'm not trying to be funny, but now that you're naming them players, that was an injured class of players. Goddamn.
Yeah, all of them stay injured, to be honest. I mean, I don't think Patrick Peterson did get injured a lot. He was just a role player coming out
Right.
of Kentucky. Um,
Ooh.
Greg Monroe, he didn't get injured that much, but he just didn't turn out to be that guy. And all
Shut
for
up,
Rick Amino,
Thunder.
you know, all for Rick Amino, he didn't get injured a whole lot, but he just
He was
didn't he just
solid.
didn't he just didn't develop into that lottery pick that you wanted. He was just a role player.
Right.
Good on defense though.
Right. Real good. I like that.
Ed
I
Davis
didn't.
just didn't work out.
Right.
Ed Davis just didn't work out.
That's not funny, dog. I don't know why I laugh like that. That was scandalous. Like, but they was like every time I looked up, I was like, God damn, especially with Evan Turner. I felt bad for him now. I'm like, dang, dude, like you.
And next year in 2011, Kyrie Irving was the first overall pick that year.
Didn't he come out of college injured with an injury?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I remember it. I don't know why people forget that because they were like, look at he
Yeah.
was trash his rookie season. I'm like, the
Thompson
nigga.
was in that class too.
I remember Kobe was clowning Kyrie Irving, talking about he only played like 3 games in college.
Yeah, that was
That
funny.
was funny because he was trying to, him and Kobe was going at it, like, just talking ish, small talk. And he was like, man, you only played 3 games in college. He said, taking money from you was easy. Because I think they bet it 1-on-1, right? This was during Olympic tryouts. And so they bet it 1-on-1, and Kobe beat him. And Kobe basically talking like he was taking money from a baby. And so Kyrie was like, well, you've been in the league, such and such and such and such. He was like, shit, that ain't my fault. You don't want to bet it. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, and then he said, well, I didn't. You went to college. I didn't go to college. Right? That's what Kobe told Kyrie. You went to college. I didn't go to college. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need no crutch. And then Kyrie was like, you only went to college for such and such. And he said, well, if you only went to college for such and such, then what you doing betting me? It was funny the way how he did it, right? And Kyrie couldn't do nothing but laugh, like, yeah, you got me.
Yeah. Breaking up, Dex.
I don't think he hear you. Oh, I didn't know he was a second round pick.
Who's that?
Chris Middleton.
He was. Man, I'm looking at
Chris Middleton was a lottery pick?
Nah, he was
No, I just didn't know he was a second round pick. Because I remember this draft class like vividly. His draft class vividly.
What year is that?
2012.
'96 is probably the best draft class ever.
Man, okay, Dex, we get it. We know it's not gonna be the one that come close. That class or the 2003 class. Let it go. We get it. We get it, man.
Yeah, man.
We get
Was
it.
you born in Purple Baby?
Yes. I'm tired of hearing about that 96 class. I'm not a hater, but come on.
You sound like it.
Come on. We know it's a historical draft, just like it's teams. Like, come on, bro. Generational teams. That's what the word I was looking for. Go back in your glory somewhere else. I'm sorry. Montrezl Harrell was the second round pick. What? Well, Josh Richardson, that's not surprising that he was the second round pick.
So what draft y'all looking at?
What draft you looking at, Murdoch? Because I'm kind of just bouncing around.
I'm looking at the 2011 right now.
2011. Why do I? Now, why do class?
That's the Kyrie Irving.
2011. Let me look at. Do I remember? So I watched.
That's the Enos Freedom, Tristan Thompson, Jonas Valanciunas, Klay Thompson with number 11.
Yeah, I see Clay on there.
I
don't remember this college basketball season at
y'all finna bring Nico back up. Talking about Klay Thompson.
So
I remember these players, but I don't remember this class. Let me see. So Kyrie was injured. What happened at college basketball?
He was a number 1 pick and only played 11 college basketball games, if that many.
Shoot, dang it.
Kawhi
Leonard was in that class.
Yeah, I seen that. Oh, I remember this class, Jimmy Fredette, because ESPN kept playing his highlights. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I looked at Jimmy Fredette, I'm not gonna lie, I knew. I was like, oh, that nigga ain't gonna be nothing when he get to the NBA. Like I knew it. And for the Kings to take him, I was like, well, that's why they suck. Like I knew looking at him, I was like, yeah, that's not gonna translate, buddy. This class is kind of cheap. I remember the twins.
I know, huh?
Yeah.
Iman Shumpert was in that class.
I'm looking at 2012 right now.
Like I only remember y'all know what's crazy.
That
I
was the
remember
Anthony Davis first overall pick class.
Yeah, I was about to say that because that year I didn't watch the college basketball season, but I did keep up with the Sweet 16 that year. Like that's probably the most I ever watched college basketball. John Henson, I felt bad for
right?
him. Tyler Zeller.
Don't remember him.
Jerry Sullinger, I remember him, and Fabe Melo because of the name.
Jerry Sullinger, Ohio State. Yeah. He got in trouble. You know that, right? He did some foul shit.
Who, Jerry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that. Plumlee was in it.
Yeah, but he was Ohio State. I knew he was overrated, though. Jerry Sullinger. I knew he was overrated.
Draymond and Chris Middleton came out the same year. Robert Adex, your guy Robert Sacre is on here.
Sacre, yep, Robert Sacre.
I forgot Austin. Austin Rivers was the 2012.
What? Be honest, my guy. What do you feel about Austin Rivers? Like as far as his college, you know.
He hit that one shot. That was it against North Carolina.
Yeah, man. College was it was all right.
That's what he's known for. The shot that killed North Carolina.
Literally, man. Hurt my feelings, Dick.
Me too.
I was boohooing.
I was like, damn, they let this dude hit this shot. They had the game won.
Yeah, man. I was boohooing, Dick. Came back too, man.
Yep, sure did. It came back. Yeah. North Carolina whooping their butt.
All game came back when they game.
Hey, did y'all turn it off before the game ended, or y'all watched the whole game?
I watched the whole game. I watched that damn
the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I have a feeling the team gonna lose, I just cut off the TV. I'll be like,
what?
I'm good.
What? Was that Tyler Zeller? Was that his senior year?
No,
or he was already gone?
No, that was Tyler. That was Tyler.
It was Tyler, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about them Zeller in college? Who y'all think was better, the Zeller brothers or the Plumlee brothers?
Zellers.
Probably Zellers.
Thunder being funny.
The Zellers were all Americans. The Plumlees
wasn't.
That shit.
Especially Cody. Cody was all American in what's called
Indiana, right? Yeah, Indiana. Tyler was North Carolina and Cody, Indiana.
Yep.
Shout out to the brothers.
Old Cody.
I'm looking at the 2013 class. That was the year that Anthony Bennett was first overall.
Anthony Bennett. Cleveland Cavaliers.
We're not gonna have a trauma session. I don't want to talk about that draft. I'm traumatized.
Man, dang it, that's
Cleveland got them back to back, right? Cleveland got back to back #1 draft, right?
Yeah, they did.
If not being a good player was something, Anthony Bennett would win tons of awards. That draft traumatized me.
Boy, yeah, that was like you look at the
Where did he go
shots.
to college? Anthony Bennett. Did he go to UNLV?
Yeah, he went to UNLV.
Yeah, UNLV. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, the best player in that draft is Giannis. You got Dennis Schroeder in that draft. You got and that's it, man.
I
No Rudy
told
Go,
you.
no Rudy Gobert's in that draft class. You have Tim Hardaway Jr. That's also Mason Plumlee was in that draft. Luke, who else? Yeah, man, that's it, man. CJ McCollum was in that class too.
Congratulations to CJ for still being in
I
the
don't even
league.
remember that draft. I
And
just
also,
remember
I
Anthony Bennett.
told
That's
you.
it.
yeah, and also
Exactly.
that's Michael Carter Williams is in that draft.
He was rookie of the
Also,
year.
also Steven Adams is in that draft too.
Oh, okay, Aquaman.
And that you should know because your boy was in it, Shabazz Muhammad.
I remember Shabazz Muhammad, but he
I
was
do
a fly
too.
in the pan. He was a fly in the pan
Literally.
Shout out to Shabazz.
because he should have stayed in school. He came out of school too soon. That's what happened with him.
Also Tim Hardaway Jr. was in that class too.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Tim Hart.
Shabazz should have stayed in school one more year.
He's
All right,
still
I'm
on the
at the
team to
20.
this day.
Can y'all guess who was the first overall pick in the 2015?
Dex, go
Oh,
ahead.
who was?
The first overall pick in the 2015 draft class.
You said who was it?
I said, who was it?
You should have.
Let's see.
Light should remember
2015.
this.
I give you a hint. They was calling him. Hold on, let me see. Matter of fact, let me see something. I'm gonna give you his nickname. They called him the
2015.
Maple. They called him the Maple Jordan.
The Maple Jordan. 2015. The Maple Jordan was Wiggins, right?
Yep,
Yeah, Wiggins.
that's who it was. That's the same draft for Joel Embiid. That's Aaron Gordon.
Yep.
That's Marcus Smart, Julius Randle. That's also Zach LaVine. Who else is in that class? Jeremy
Yusuf
Grant was in that
Nurkic.
class.
Well, and
Yeah,
Aaron Gordon. What you didn't say? Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon should have
Yes,
been
he
in that
did.
draft.
I
Yes,
say
he
Aaron
did.
Gordon.
Oh, okay.
Clint Capella,
Jordan Clarkson, Nikola
Rodney
Jokic,
Hood,
yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie, Joe
Jerry Grant
Harris,
was in there.
Boban Bogdanovic.
That's pretty good draft. Huh?
Dwight Powell is in that draft.
Most of those
Shout
players
out
are
to
still
that.
playing.
Yeah, Clint Capella.
Shout out to Clint, TJ Warren, Dario Saric, Doug McDermott.
Harris. There's a lot of people in that class. They're still playing.
And they're still playing. Most of that draft is still in the league.
Yep.
So, do y'all remember who was in the 2015 class?
You
I
said
got it.
2015
It was
or 16?
Towns.
Yeah, so Towns was Karl Anthony Towns was number one, then D'Angelo, then Jahlil Okafor, and then Kristaps Porzingis at number 4.
And then
You also have Miles Turner number 11. Number 13 is Devin Booker. You got Kevin
Oh,
Porter
wow.
Jr. Terry
shout out
Rozier
to
was number
Terry
16.
Rozier.
Oh, wow.
Larry Nance Jr. was number 27. You have Montrezl Harrell that was 32. Josh Richardson was 40. And Norman Powell was 46.
Oh, wow.
You know what I remember most about this draft is that Skip Bayless, I don't know when he became a Lakers fan, but he did not believe D'Angelo Russell should have been a second pick. Like, he was totally against it. He said he wouldn't translate or nothing.
Wow. He was
And
an
then
all-star.
I also remember some people wanted Jahlil Okafor to be the number 1 pick. I remember that.
Yep, I remember that too. Yep, I do remember that. Sure did.
Shout out to
He
Phil
had,
Jackson.
he had every reason to. That man won a ring that year. He was that good in college.
Yep. Especially down low, couldn't stop him, huh?
Man could not
Right.
stop him, man. He
They
was a
say he
bucket.
got the most raw deal ever though, because by the time he came out, the league was transitioning into stretch bigs, and that's the only reason why he didn't work out.
Mm.
So I'm at in 2016. Do y'all remember
Let's
who the
not get
first?
trauma.
Do
Go
y'all
ahead.
remember who? Y'all remember who was the first overall pick in 2016?
You can have that, Dex.
In 2016,
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy. It's an easy one.
in 2016, the number one overall pick. Let me see. I know Brandon Ingram was the second, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir. Who was in front of Ingram?
Um,
It's easy.
2016, Andrew Wiggins.
No, they
No, wait. Hold on. Don't give it to me. Don't give it to me.
come on. It's
20,
easy.
2016. Let me see who went before Wiggins. I mean, who went before Ingram?
Think it's on the tip of your tongue.
Dex,
No, it is.
Dex, you know who this is, man.
I know. I just my brain is. I mean, it's late, man. Flight got me up all day like I'm a vampire. You know I'm old. Um, hell, 2016. I know Ingram was two. Damn it, man. Was it from Kansas?
Nope.
No.
One from Kansas. 2016, number one overall pick.
Him and Ingram got compared a lot.
Oh,
One of his.
Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons.
See,
Yep.
there you go.
Yeah, Ben Simmons. I'm tripping. Ben Simmons.
Also, Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown was number 3. You got Buddy Hill. You got You got Jamal Murray. Gakapona was in that class. You got Sabonis was in that class. Karis LeVert. You got Pascal Siakam. Deontay Murray. You got Malcolm Brogdon. So there's a couple players in that class.
Mm. Malcolm Brogdon was rookie of the year that class.
Yeah.
You said he was the rookie of the year.
Yep,
I think he
Malcolm
was, yeah.
Brogdon.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
rookie of the year that year.
I just
But
know
he's one of,
sometimes.
but he's one of those. But he's also one of those that was an older rookie,
Yep,
Yep.
and he got phased out quickly out of Milwaukee.
yep,
Yep.
sure did.
I remember that. Whew. Man, these draft classes are funny, man.
Of course, you know about the 2017 class.
Oh yeah, that's the Markel folks and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gonna remember that. That's gonna be remembered for a long time.
Yeah, man.
That's one of the only drafts they try to rearrange, right? There's only a couple drafts they try to rearrange. The Michael Jordan draft and the 2017 draft.
But I think they trying to make it a regular thing now. Cause
So rearrange it.
yeah, cause I think they did Lamelo's class last year. I think. Yeah, they did, and they
How
had
far do they go when they rearrange it? How far they go?
they went top 10 or top 15. All I remember. You ready for the top 3 decks?
Go for it.
They had Anthony Edwards still going 1. They had Halliburton at 2, LaMelo at 3, and then 4 was let me see who 4 was. I can't think of who they had at 4 because Halliburton caught my eye. I was like, Halliburton at 4? I don't know what's up with that.
Are you talking about the redraft for that class?
Yeah, the
2020.
redraft. Okay. Who the fuck was that for? Because I was like, I guess. I can't remember
Oh,
who was that for, but
Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey has to be 4.
yeah, I think
Or,
that might have
or,
been who it was.
or Sadiq Bey.
No, it might have been Maxie. Because I'm looking at this class right now, and ain't nobody's name really jumping out except for Maxie's.
It has to be Maxey or Sadiq Bey. Those are the only two that
Yeah.
jump up.
Yeah, but it surprised me that they had Halliburton going too, and I was like, really? I would thought that they would have put Lamelo there, but then I started thinking about like if Wiseman wasn't a player he was scouted to be, like, okay, who would Golden State? I had to think.
Well, it depends on what website you go to, because some people got LaMelo as the top pick, and some people got Anthony Edwards, some people got Tyrese Halliburton.
But
I see some.
but listen, Golden State let Michael Jordan off the hook. If Michael Jordan would have drafted James Wiseman and it would have turned out that, oh my God,
Shit, we about
they
to
would
get
have
up
never
out
got
of
out
here.
of
We'll
that.
go back up tomorrow.
All right, salute.
Shout out all Africans, salute to Marigon, Pennsylvania, Rico, everybody in the chat. Peace and love.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.